The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Feel Good Friday, April 15th, 2022. This sports show begins now. Can't thank you enough for joining us here. I hope you had a fantastic evening last night, and I hope you enjoyed the hell out of Super Positive Thursday. Today kicks off Super Bowl weekend for the Christians.
Absolutely.
This is the biggest weekend for the super Christian, the Christians.
Well, and also, a lot of closet Christians coming out this weekend. It's one of the big ones you got to show up for. So.
Oh, you got to show your face at church just in case.
Exactly.
This is the right thing whenever you die.
Boom.
So happy Easter weekend to happy Super Bowl weekend. And this is a sports show, and we will definitely dive into that because the Colts are being saved. Gilly Lock's coming to town. We will talk about that in a second, but we have to cover a couple quick questions here about Easter. So Good Friday today.
Correct.
At Ty Schmidt went to Catholic high school.
Yes, I did, and Catholic grade school.
Okay, so Good Friday today.
Right.
Jesus died today.
Yes, at about 3 p.m. today.
Why is it a Good Friday then?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, we got a lot of good stuff.
I didn't do that intentionally, but don't have school on Good Friday. So they do talk about that a lot. Like, although it is Good Friday, nothing great happens today.
So is this like bad branding of the whole thing, or is it good branding?
Is it because they took him off the cross and finally put him to bury?
Yeah, but they didn't bury him, right? They put him in a tomb in a cave.
And he also suffered quite a bit because I believe he was crucified around 9 a.m. and didn't die until about 3 p.m. on the cross.
Yeah, 3:17 or something like that, right?
What?
Yeah, what? Jesus 3:17. That's what it all, it was a long day for Jesus Christ. And then 3 days later, on the third day at Boston Connor, he moved the boulder from in front of the cave and said, "What's up, bitches?"
That's right.
I'm back.
I'm back.
And that's Easter.
That's Easter.
And every Easter, there is a thought that maybe Jesus moves the boulder again and comes back.
Yeah, and he's there in spirit, for the Easter Vigil. Easter Vigil, too, like the
Saturday
mass.
night?
Saturday night is typically the longest mass of, the church calendar. Some places, it'll be a 3-hour service.
So that's the one they got to show face at? Or is the Sunday one at noon the one they got to show face?
You can get by with going on Sunday, but you better wear pastel colors. If you show up, not wearing Easter colors, people are going to be like, oh, this asshole, he has no idea what's going on.
All right, so all of the people out there that are Christians, you know what I mean? I guess Saturday night's not the one they have to go to.
No.
Saturday night's the ones that the diehards go to.
Bingo.
The ones that are definitely going to heaven if they are right about religion.
Yes.
And what happens after death. The Saturday night one, that is the diehards. They've been preparing and planning for Saturday night's events.
For sure. Probably going to bring their palms from Palm Sunday
really?
as well. Oh, yeah.
What the hell is a Palm Sunday?
Palm Sunday is what
cool.
Sunday before... is it before Good Friday or is it
last Sunday?
Yeah, exactly.
P.S.
I'll be honest with you.
I love you.
I do not remember what Palm Sunday significant is.
You went to Catholic grade school and Catholic high school?
Yes, all I remember about Palm Sunday was, hey, make sure you get your palms.
Okay.
Grab your palms. That's really all I remember about Palm Sunday.
All right, well, happy Easter weekend.
Happy Easter, everybody.
It was his entry to Jerusalem.
There you go.
Oh, that was whenever they were bringing him in to kill him?
Basically, yeah.
Kill him.
So Palm Sunday is whenever they're bringing him into the arena.
Slaughterhouse.
Then Good Friday, 9 a.m. is when it started.
The Italians.
And then the one.
Punches Pilate.
Thanks a lot, pal.
And then 3:17, he dies. Then Sunday, he comes out of his tomb. Why did they not bury him? Have we talked about that, why he hasn't buried him?
No, we have not
I
talked.
think Nick hit the nail on the head on that one.
What's that?
Oh, come on.
They put him in the tomb. They considered that a burial back in the day. But I think the tomb was more reserved for people of higher stature.
But they didn't think he was higher stature, right? That's why they killed him.
His people, Jesus' followers.
Yeah, it was away from...
Oh, so his people took him off the cross and said, we're going to put him up in our own tomb over here.
That's right.
So they carried him as well?
Yes.
Okay, so they carry dead Jesus. Oh, go ahead, Zito.
So they did it so no one could steal his body.
So that was his people, yes. So they take his body off the cross, carry it to their cave. Then they put a boulder behind it. Why did they put a boulder behind it? So nobody could get to it.
Yeah, seal it.
So
The Italians couldn't get him anymore.
Yeah, the Italians.
Got it.
bitches.
You gotta stop saying the Italians. It was not the
Well, it was.
Who took
The guy who
him?
killed him.
Who killed him?
Romans. Romans were made up of many peoples. A lot of them were German as well.
Where's Rome?
Read a history book, gentlemen.
I did.
Where's
Rome
Rome?
is in Italy, but I
Okay.
guess back in the day, it was
His
probably
name was Fazoli.
Roman
a
Empire.
little bit more vast.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Anyway, the Italians killed Jesus. All right, and then he moves the boulder, comes out. I'm back. That is what Easter is.
Bingo.
How long does he live whenever he's back? Because he goes back and tells everybody he's back, right? And then how long before he goes? And then on his way out, does he say, "Hey, I'm coming back"?
I don't know if he says I'm coming back. I know there's like the people didn't believe it was him, but he had the stigmata marks on his hands and his feet. So they're like, holy shit, this really is Jesus. But I don't know how long that was.
I don't think that was that
Reports
long.
It was 40 days.
Yeah. No,
That's
Lent.
Lent to Easter.
Yeah.
But he made a couple stops, talked to some people like, hey, build a church here, build a church there. You
But if
gotta
I do
this.
recall, it's not that long. I don't think he
I don't
was
think
back
it's that long. No.
13 days maybe or something like that. I don't know. I think I've asked this question before. Maybe longer than that. But how come everybody just assumes he's coming back then? Just because he did that one time? Because I know this weekend is a big, he's coming back. He has risen. He is risen.
It
Right.
was 40 days allegedly.
For the after?
Yes.
So 40
Oh, wow.
days from Lent to Easter, Zeta feels good.
No, I was just saying that. Yep. Okay.
That a baby Zeta.
Baby Zeta.
So 40 days. That's not that long, I guess, if you come back from come back to life there. Well, happy Easter, everybody.
Happy
Happy
Easter.
That's
Search
when they
for
took
your
that
eggs.
cool photo too.
Search for your eggs, yeah.
Me and my homies.
The Last Supper, was that before he got?
Before
That was
he
before.
died, yeah. That was
He got-
yesterday.
So he wasn't 100% sure that he was coming back because he called the Last Supper before he died, right?
That Andy wanted to be like, hey, Judas, I fucking know it was you. I know it was you, buddy.
No, but Judas was the one that said that he's been saying all that shit.
Judas was
Betrayed
the
him.
one who, betrayed him and basically gave him up to the Romans.
It's also fucked up in the photo they took together. He has a knife in his hand.
Who, Judas?
Yeah.
The Last Supper.
Wow, it's crazy. Is he cutting food or?
No, he has that on someone's
Symbolism.
back.
A
Yeah.
little
'Cause it was a
foreshadow.
supper. Oh, that was a foreshadow.
Yeah.
They could have been eating steaks though.
Well, the artist might have taken some.
I was going to
Leonardo
say,
Liberties.
Yeah.
because the picture itself never got
Vinci.
correctly, transferred into the
So
photography.
Jesus didn't know he was coming back, it sounds like, though, because he had that Last Supper. He could have just said, hey, tomorrow's just another day. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Or do you think it was like he was building up the gimmick a little bit more? Like, hey, this is the Last Supper we're going to have. Let's make sure we get a photo here. And then when he comes back Sunday, he's like, I'm Tom Brady. I was retired. I'm fucking back.
Yeah,
Just a
like-
couple days later.
It's like a nice reminder, like, hey, I am that dude, okay?
Okay.
Like, you thought I was gone, I am not.
Do you think maybe when he died at 317
What?
and he was that dude, he goes up to God or
His father.
his father. Or mother, I guess. Or
mother.
It could have been a mother because he
Mary.
dropped his seed into Mary.
Yeah. That's
right.
And Joe was she said she was a virgin.
Cool
so
Joe.
a lot of questions around that. Joe had incredible trust and faith.
He did.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to Joe, dude.
Shout out Joe.
So you think whenever he was on the cross, he goes up and then he goes, I'm going to need you to go back down on Sunday or whatever. Do you think he didn't know the plan? Do you think Jesus had the plan all
I
along?
think Jesus knew the plan.
And what's the Last Supper all about then?
I think it was kind of like you fake your own death and go to your own funeral so you can hear everybody tell like all the
Oh,
cool
so that's
stuff
what the
about
Last
you.
Supper was. He wanted to hear what the boys had to
like,
say.
hey guys, this might be it. What do you like about me?
Paul, what do you got?
Yeah.
Peter.
Judas,
Let's hear it.
Boom.
fucking go ahead and spill it.
Yeah, prick,
Judas, you fucking prick.
son of a bitch.
You asshole.
I know you're gonna kill me.
Put the knife down. We're fucking eating lettuce and porridge. What do they eat back then? They
Oh,
just-
breaking bread.
Bread.
Drinking
Yeah.
wine.
Oh, because his blood
Fish.
turned to wine,
did
right?
that whole
Fish.
thing.
That was that Last Supper?
No, that was the wedding at Galilee.
The wedding
Here
in
we go.
Galilee? It was a good event, huh? That's when he did the
Well,
blood
they
to
were like,
wine
hey,
thing?
we got no booze. And Jesus was like, oh, really? Boom. Yeah, we do. And then
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of barrels of wine.
Really? Just he was blowing a 1.0.
Oh, yeah.
He was blowing. He was
Slap in the back.
His blood was wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why everybody drinks it at the thing.
And slaps the back.
No, you don't slap the bag at the church thing. Remember? We just did it for
no.
Ty's wedding. It didn't happen at all.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
There was no bag slapping it. That was like the most Catholic church of all time.
Not Catholic.
What was it?
Episcopalian?
Yeah, but what was that church there? It was like
George
Oh, it was
Oh,
like,
they'll
it's one
eat
of the
fish.
oldest churches in America.
Yeah, so that church
Yeah.
seen some things.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And they have been praise in there for a long time.
Long time.
It was an honor to be in there, to be honest.
Pretty cool. I mean, George Washington, used to go there.
Was he in the pew that you were in way up there?
Yeah.
Who was in the pew we were in, you think? I was in a good pew in the back. I was like in the purple.
John Adams, I heard.
Yeah,
John
probably.
Adams.
Quincy.
Ben Franklin.
All right, let's get to some sports. Happy Easter.
Happy
everybody.
Easter,
everybody.
Happy we can figure that out. I still got a lot of questions.
Sure.
But I don't know if you're necessarily the guy that needs to be taking it. And I don't know if this show needs to be the place where it's at.
Should we get a priest on?
But I do try to see.
Get Joel.
They'll have a completely different version of it, though, than like a pastor.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, it's very interesting. I'm happy these things happen, though, because everybody's coming together. Then the Easter Bunny came along and said, even if you don't, we can still have a good time.
That's right.
Just like the whole Santa thing. Hey, come on, let's go ahead and do this. Let's celebrate it. Even though this is bigger than Jesus' birthday, though, for the Christian folks, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
is biggest weekend of the year.
For sure.
All right. Congratulations. Have a great one. Hope everybody enjoys the hell out of it. Hope the weather is fantastic. You know how the weather is in Indianapolis right now? Fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
Stephon Gilmore, officially an Indianapolis Colt. And I know Jesus came out of a cave in a couple days from now. All right, I understand that. But Stephon Gilmore arriving in a 757 yesterday that Jim Irsay sent to pick him up, we knew there was no way he was getting out of that building without signing a deal with the Indianapolis Colts. Jim Irsay's a fucking closer. And although the Colts have been very quiet and very slow and monotonous and patient through this entire free agency period, because we do have some holes on our particular roster that is about ready to go on a Super Bowl run in a very difficult AFC. Getting a lockdown corner who, by all accounts of people that watch his film, say he still got it. Signing him to a 2-year, $23 million deal with $14 million guaranteed. How you doing? Keep it moving. Welcome to Indianapolis, Gilly Law. Josina Anderson was on this first. I believe Gilly texted her and let her know that he is officially signing with the Colts. I'd like to know the questions that were asked and why it took a day and a half, Gilly. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the hell out of everything, or maybe they're just taking it slow like they have all free agency period. But this makes our team immediately better. You can plug and place, and that defense is stacked. Because not only do you have DeForest Buckner down on the defensive line, who's an all-pro, Darius Leonard, who's an all-pro, Kenny Moore, who's an all-pro, who's up. His contract, I believe, is up in 2023, I think.
Soon.
I think it's up soon. He put out a big eye. So he's Pro Bowler, all-pro. You got nothing. Julian Blackman coming back off of injury, absolute stud. And then on the Yannick Ngakoue just got traded for on the other side. Kwity Paye was a rookie last year. That team is ready to go, it feels like, defensively. Offensively, we just don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
So I assume all eyes on the draft for weapons, and even though Jarvis Landry's out there, welcome to Indy Gilly Lock. You make us better. I'm excited about it. Sorry about it, Patriots. You guys are fucking dead.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, you guys have to worry about the Titans, but I mean, this is the perfect answer for, Bob Woods and A.J. Brown on that side of the ball. So, I mean, this is a great trade for the Colts. This is probably the best team Matt Ryan's ever had.
Sign, please. Have a little
excuse
respect.
me. Yeah, I still think he's on New England, but whatever. But seriously, this is probably Matt Ryan's best team. Like, although you lack a few weapons, best running back he's ever had, best O-line he's ever had, but like, if he can just, game manage, which gets buried, but in a good way, like if he can just game manage every game and just let the defense kind of lock it down, they'll be fine.
Complete some balls, hand the ball off, manage the game.
Yeah.
Let's not sprain both of our ankles on one play.
Nope.
Let's not throw a left-handed fadeaway pick six in the end zone.
Right. It's a division rival.
There's things like that if he gets in there and does well, Matt Ryan's got to be pumped about this.
Yeah.
And there's an entire list. It was a tweet of all the things that the Colts have done via Zach Kiefer, who writes for The Athletic, I think, formerly of Indy Star. Good writer. Good guy. Trade for quarterback Matt Ryan. How you doing? Keep it moving. Yannick Ngakoue. We lose Rocky Sin, though. They're bringing back in Mo Alley Cox, college basketball player, absolute monster of a man. Tight end. I think Matt Ryan will enjoy him. Zaire Franklin, Tyquan Lewis, Matt Pryor, Brandon Fasson.
Oh, it's French?
Fasson. I think it's Fasson. Signed him, though.
Yep.
Got him.
Good sign.
He's a fucking good player.
Yeah.
Rodney McLeod out of the Eagles, Armani Watts, Brandon King, and Stephon Gilmore. A lot of moves getting made. Haven't really addressed the glaring issue of weapons on the offense that has been there for 2 years, but I like the fact that we're getting better. At Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys. Gilly Lock's a game changer, though.
Gilly Lock is an absolute game changer.
He's a champion, that guy.
You needed
Champion?
him because
Defensive player
with
of the year
Rocky
champion.
Sin gone, I mean, I don't know the other starting corner's name. I just looked it up. I still don't know who he is. So with I'm just saying the corner was a position of need, and you got that check. Now in the first round of the draft, you could get a wide receiver. That'll be good. Do you think they say don't let the guy out of the building? You think he slept over last night?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Because they got a good facility over there now. Maybe they had him sleep in the indoor. Say, hey, this is what it feels.
Check it out.
Played chants from Colts fans at games.
Yeah.
You know, then sometimes. And then the,
Pats.
you know, they let him very loud against the Pats.
Loud as Stephon.
Very, very loud. That stadium can get loud.
Yes.
But also, it's pretty comfortable. So
Yeah.
if the game is kind of just, you know, back and forth, kind of trading jabs, it does get a little bit of a little white noise in the background.
Yeah.
But then whenever it needs to be loud, it's loud. Maybe he slept there. Maybe he stayed the night. Maybe he slept at Jim Irsay's house.
Ooh.
Maybe there's a full concert for him. He walked around the museum that Jim Irsay has purchased. He probably seen the Beatles there last night.
Right.
Fucking ZZ Top was playing,
Right.
and Jim Irsay was like, hey, Gilly Lock, I understand Robert Kraft was a good guy. Okay, probably. Who knows, actually? We don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe a good guy.
He helps.
But is there anybody... I'll give you this whole wing, dude. Fuck that. I got a house down here. You can just live here. Come lock it down. The fact that he sent the plane for a corner, I think is a massive compliment. I don't know if that's normal. I'd assume Gilly Lock appreciated it and respected it. What a player, though. Now let's talk to another team that has an interesting situation heating up in the contract front. You remember when Eric Burkhardt, the agent for Kyler Murray, took to Twitter and said, let me lay out why Kyler Murray deserves a payday right the fuck now. And then Kyler Murray took all of his Arizona Cardinals photos off of his Instagram. So we're like, whoa, social media is telling us not only Kyler, but his representation, they're wanting the money right now. It's our money, and we want it now. They saw what Aaron signed for. They saw what Russell Wilson signed for. They saw what Matthew Stafford signed for. They saw what Deshaun Watson signed. They saw what all these quarterbacks signed for. And Kyler Murray and his representation were like, what were the Cardinals before we got here? Fucking trash.
Yeah, stunk.
They had Rosen as their quarterback.
Yikes.
That's who they thought was going to be their guy. No offense to Josh Rosen, other than the fact that it appears as if you are not a good NFL quarterback.
Bad at football.
Now, you might have been able to figure it out. Good at football, would be better than you.
Absolutely.
And your friends is good in college. Didn't
NFL's
work out in the
every
NFL.
game.
Seemed like. He said, every year we've got here, we've won more games, 11 games, and we're in the toughest conference, made the playoffs. What are we doing? Let's go ahead and get this deal done. And Kyler said he's not too worried about his future with the Cardinals, so I think he has gotten back into putting Cardinal stuff back on his Instagram. We assume that has been kind of like, you know, relaxed situation. Then Tom Pelissero's tweeting it out again, and other people are starting to tweet it out again. And it's like, oh, so Burkhardt or somebody's trying to make this a conversation piece because they were hoping for a contract extension before the draft. Now we're 13 days away from the draft spectacular. What is going to happen in Arizona? Who knows? But if he signs, then Joey Burrow, right?
Yeah.
Him and his people got to be like, well, I mean, we want the fucking Super Bowl. So you need to pay me now. Lamar Jackson's just sitting back watching all of this thinking, hey, more contracts, the better. I guess that's his entire motive in this thing. But this is interesting. If they pay him this early, other quarterbacks who have any sense of success at all on their rookie contracts are going to say, no more. We would like 30, 40 million a year, just like everybody else is getting.
Well, I saw someone said, too, that they should call his bluff because of Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, but both those guys got paid, and then teams traded for their contracts. Like, can the Cardinals do anything? They're kind of hamstrung. Like, you can't let Kyler go. I mean, and if he says he's not going to play unless he gets a new contract, is there even anything they can do? They have to pay him.
I don't think I read that properly or right. Did Kyler say he won't play without a contract, or did his agent say?
That's what Pelissero was reporting. It doesn't say that specifically in the tweet, but multiple other people have basically quoted him saying Murray's not playing this year if he doesn't get a new contract.
So fascinating. Good
wild.
business, I guess, for Kyler. A very, very good business for Kyler. I hope everybody makes a bazillion dollars, but it's going to see the ripple effect will be fantastic as well, because the Cardinals know that if they pay him, just like how Bisciotti was talking about Haslam and them over in Cleveland, given the deal that they gave. And then Katie Taylor at the Bengals was also talking about that. The Cardinals, though, if they pay Kyler, while he's still in his rookie contract, although he has another year left, and he has had success, that's immediately, all eyes now go to every other young quarterback that has any success in their first 2 years. And it's like, all right, you can no longer get quarterbacks on a rookie contract. You can no longer use these guys for cheap pay so you can pay everybody else, even though they're the most important position on any team, and we all know it. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to play out. If he's not going to play, they are kind of fucked, I think, unless they got Colt McCoy over there.
Yeah.
And with Russ leaving the division, and like
maybe Cliff Kingsbury was slinging around. You know,
their window to go is right now.
Yeah,
you know,
now, and they got a team.
Yeah,
and they just bring back AJ Green yesterday on a 1-year deal. Congrats to AJ. Congrats to the Cardinals making that happen. But the ripple effect on if they sign Kyler will be a fascinating one for sure.
Well, and like we don't know the exact details, but you got to assume because of Deshaun's fully guaranteed, that's probably what he's asking for too. And how many guys going into their fourth year is like this is kind of the period where they get paid? Like Josh Allen going into his fourth year, I think Mahomes going into his fourth year. That's kind of when they get these massive contracts.
Well, especially if they have success, because you can get that fifth-year option figured out. The way it's gone down has been so fascinating, especially because it's now starting to heat back up. What'd you say, Tom?
I was just trying to look. I was looking that up. Connor's point right there. It's happened to 6 quarterbacks in the last 10 years who have got paid after their third season. It was Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. And
so this is status quo. So he's not asking for anything unprecedented at all.
No.
For whatever reason, I think Kyler's younger than he actually is, I guess.
Do you think he saw what happened with Baker? Who Baker going into his fourth year then ends up getting hurt and plays through it, and now his stock is basically zero.
And he took the Browns to the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, has Kyler won a playoff game?
No.
I don't think so.
No, last year was his first year in the playoffs.
And they lost.
I think all those other guys did.
Yeah.
He also didn't want to
Except
go
for
in the
Tannehill.
game.
Yeah, but Tannehill. No, he did, right? You know, he got paid by the
Miami?
Dolphins, you're saying,
Yeah,
but that was like $90 million or something. I forget what the number was.
It was like 88 or something.
I remember
like
I put a tweet out about it because I actually said if Tannehill is getting, I think it was like $90 million from the Dolphins, like Andrew Luck is going to get like 10% of the Colts then. Because at that point, we had already gone to the AFC Championship. We had already done it again. We've already, like, he got paid before Luck did almost. And I was like, boom. I got yelled at, obviously, for putting that tweet up because I was talking about contracts or something like that. I was like, that was a joke.
Sorry.
That was a joke, clearly. And by the way, if somebody's using my tweet as leverage against you as a business person, like you probably shouldn't fucking be in the position you're in.
And guess what? They probably are still going to do exactly what I said.
Oh, and by the way, they did.
Yeah.
By the way, they did. But anyways, it was a good tweet. You could have said that. So I'll let you go back. Good tweet is what you said? Okay, thank you. Get off my ass. But yeah, Tannehill got paid like $9. It wasn't like it is now.
Correct.
Where it's
No.
like
That was probably because the tweet was in the last 10 years. That was probably 10 years ago or whatever when Tannehill got that.
Yeah, and I don't think he got like a. Maybe he did because my reaction was like, if that's what he's getting, this is what Luck's going to have to get. So I guess it was a lot of money at the time, but now it's like the salary cap percentages that everybody's expecting, and I mean, Kyler. What are the chances they lose Kyler if he doesn't get a deal? Sounds like pretty high. I mean, he deleted it all from his Instagram. His agent went public and said, hey, this is how this is all going to go. Now, they have backed off of that, it seemed like, until this point. But it feels like Kyler's a guy that will say, yeah, fuck you. All right, I will actually do this for the sake of business. By the way, I will not judge him because business is business. However, you got to do what you got to do. People have been paid in the past. But I'm interested. I'm very, very interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I don't know him on a personal level, but you just look at, like, the way he kind of interacts with people and his body language. Like, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's just going to, like, pony up and go play because they said no. Like, he seems like yeah, exactly. He's got other shit he can be doing to him, FaZe Clan. And, like, he could very easily just be like, okay, well, if you're not going to pay me, then fuck you guys. I'm not going to play.
I'll just go make money on the internet. Or I think I could still swing a bat. They're giving out guaranteed money over there.
Exactly. I'll go make $150 million with the A's.
You guys were not great before I got here. Don't forget that, please. Now, I know it's Cliff Kingsbury. I know you made a lot of other signings as well. Nuke has been great. But the team as a whole has taken much needed steps into getting to where you want to go. The ownership will say, well, we started investing in players. We started going all in more. Cliff Kingsbury's offense, much more suited for the current NFL than maybe the previous one. They can have all their excuses, but Kyler, the most important position on the field, quarterback, has all the leverage in the world at this point. Go ahead, Zeke.
So, like, I know it's a business, but should teammates ever be jaded by, like, a decision like this?
No, never.
Never.
That's like a thing. Like
Working out with J.J. Watt still.
Yeah, he's working out still. He's doing his whole thing. But, like, nobody ever, like, hey, you don't pocket watch, right? That's like a big thing, don't pocket watch, which I've learned doesn't happen in other professions. Like, people pocket watch all the time, I guess, because it sets that whole thing.
Yeah.
But pocket watching, although you should know what everybody else is getting paid, is whenever you feel a certain type of way about what somebody else is getting versus what you're getting, and you let it get in the way of, like, your personal friendship. Like, that's not on either of you. That's on the person that's paying the money and you for figuring that whole thing out. So I feel like the NFL has a pretty good culture about that, I think. Now, other teams' players get paid. Then there's a lot of, like, that motherfucker got what? And then, like, boom, boom, boom. But within the team, I don't think you'll ever hear a player come out and be like, oh, this is incredibly selfish of him to do this, because it's just, we're all trying to make as much money as possible in this thing, because we all very much understand this is a business, you know? And if you realize where a lot of guys come from, like, if you were to get upset about a guy looking to get more money or try to get the money that he thinks he's worth or that he is actually worth, and you, like, know where it comes from and, like, what he's been through, it's hard to be like, oh, hey, man, fucking, you know, like, go on.
Save some for the rest of us.
Yeah, but I guess that did happen. That's what Greg Jennings was saying was happening.
Yeah.
But I doubt it, by the way, because that is like a long-standing NFL, like, code almost.
And
like,
same deal. He's the only one who's saying that. You don't hear any other former teammates of Rodgers coming out and saying anything like that.
yeah, it's kind of a shock, because I do believe, like, even the NFLPA would get involved if people were saying, like, hey, just remember, we're happy for our teammates when they get paid money. You know what I mean? Like, this is what this whole thing is, which is very accurate. So maybe personally inside they will be like, hey, Kyler, fucking show up to work, but you'll never hear anybody publicly say it, because it's all about, hey, we got to get our money. How we got to get our money. Speaking of money, Roger Goodell is expecting $200 million to go to Detroit.
Whoa.
The draft next
Holy
year
shit.
in Detroit, Michigan. How'd they get the draft? Did they have to bid on it? Did they have to pay for it? Did they have to put together a presentation? None of us know. But Commissioner Goodell expects the economic impact of the draft to be around $200 million for the city of Detroit. Reported by Danny Rogers at Danny Rogers __. I believe two of them there at the end. A lot of Danny Rogers with IEs before this particular Danny Rogers was able to get the Twitter handle. I wonder if that's from previous amount that, like, Nashville got and Cleveland got, even though it was in the middle of a COVID or whatever, or if this is them just talking about, you know, cash in pockets that they've experienced before, projected cash in revenue to the businesses around where the draft is, or if they're talking like advertising money as well.
Yeah.
You know, like for the city of Detroit and like for the things around Detroit, like $200 million value, like what does that mean? What exactly, is that just straight cash in the community, or does it mean all the other shit that's coming with it?
I always thought it was straight cash in the community, you know, like the
I think that's what they want you to think.
Yeah, and I think that now strictly because you said for the advertising, but like if they show the city, that'll take away from
Detroit.
Yeah,
Right.
So
I'm
like
wondering.
that'd be a negative.
Tony.
That'd be a red line.
Tony, there's a couple great parts. I mean, what's Greek Town?
Great time.
Great
Great
time.
casino.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti.
Mom
Yeah.
Spaghetti right there in the 313.
Downtown's awesome.
What's that road they do parade dance?
Woodward.
Parade
Woodward. That's probably where the draft will be, right? Right on Woodward down
I
there?
would assume so.
And that's where the Tigers have their stadium there.
Yeah.
Beautiful park.
And then I think everything's all downtown. I haven't been downtown Detroit in like 5 years.
What's
Let's be
that
My
about?
entire life.
Well, I live here now, and we work very hard here. So
What?
Yeah, no, a lot of time. Just go back to
No, but I'm
Detroit and
wondering,
watch
like,
your teams lose.
How did Detroit get this in the first place? Did they not have to pay to get the draft in the first place? So Roger Goodell then
Is this $200 million net or gross?
right?
Yeah.
That's how it works, right? It's a bid. isn't
Super
it?
Bowl is a big time like bid. They put together entire committees. I remember when Indianapolis got it, they tried to get it again. There's an entire committee that has to present and do why and how much it would cost, and I think like that whole thing and what they'd pay for and what they wouldn't pay. I don't know all the ins and outs of it because I have never been in a meeting, but I do remember meeting a couple of people around town who felt very good about themselves because they were a part of the Super Bowl pitch committee.
Oh,
Sure.
nice.
You know, they were riding around in Indianapolis Motor Speedway pace cars and then showing up with blazers on And then I was getting introduced. Oh, this is blah, blah, blah. He's not only a member of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, blah, 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 but he's also a member of the Super Bowl committee, selection committee, trying to get Super Bowl back to Indianapolis. I'm like, thanks for your service.
Wow.
Appreciate it, dude. Did you have boots on the fucking ground out there? They wanted me to treat him as if he was like a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for your service, bro. All right, I appreciate that. It was great for Indianapolis.
Wow.
Like the Combine, great for Indianapolis. The Super Bowl, great for Indianapolis. The Patriots lose, and the amount of business that came to Indianapolis was incredible. The draft in Nashville, I have no idea what the full economic fallout was but I would assume that was fucking great for Nashville.
Yeah.
I don't know about Cleveland because I think the weather was terrible and where it was set up, and COVID was happening. So I don't know if it was that great.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cleveland would say, yeah, we get so fucking unlucky. We get the draft. It's supposed to be this big spectacle, and the weather's terrible, and it's in the middle of COVID when nobody's allowed to be anywhere.
Weather's going to be everything for Detroit. If it's nice out, it'll be great. But if not, it's going to stink.
There's a chance it's not going to be great, though?
Oh, big time. April, it could snow.
All right, we'll talk to TJ Lang in the third hour today. He's up there in Michigan. We'll ask him his thoughts on a draft coming to town and $200 million valuation coming to the city, because maybe they'll clean that place up a little bit.
They might even, too, just wheel all the players out in, like, the nicest Ford GTs they got, and then, Jerry Jones sees one. He's like, you know what? Give me that fucking thing right now.
There's $270,000 in the town.
Easy.
Bam. There's another one. Bam.
Remember when Ndamukong Suh was driving around in that sweet Chrysler, that commercial they had?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, it was so
Is that
awesome.
tiny little one?
No, it was the big boy, and they had it was an Eminem song, right?
Yeah,
Playing.
Eminem.
It was like the most.
Oh,
Detroit
yes,
thing ever.
yes.
Super Bowl commercial.
Was Kid Rock riding around with him?
I think it was Shotgun, yeah.
How about the guy from Kiss, Gene?
In the
Yeah,
back
Gene
seat.
Simmons was there.
How about
Miguel Cabrera.
White boy Rick was
Jack
in the
White.
trunk.
White Boy Rick was in jail still.
Yeah.
He got pretty fucked over.
Tim Allen.
Oh, Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen.
He had all the energy.
Talking
Right.
about moving weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Chrysler 300.
White Boy Rick and Tim Allen. Those two
weapons.
move snow, dude. We ain't talking about Plas. We are talking moving weight.
Remember when the Chrysler 300 was basically a Bentley?
Yeah, that's how it was being sold there. Now it's at Genesis. The Genesis thing is the
Yeah.
Bentley
Yes.
now. I guess the Genesis people, I guess that's a family of Kia. And Genesis is the like super luxury vehicle of like Asia.
Okay.
Oh.
Like it is like the
Safe
The
bet.
I don't know if
hoity-toity.
it's Bentley but like Mercedes.
It's up there.
It's like the Mercedes
Yeah.
is
The Tesla.
I think so, yeah. That's what I was told when I was looking at one of them, because I saw a commercial. I'm like, that looks like a really fucking nice car. And I saw the price tag on it. I'm like, I guess it's a nice car.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at it, I was like, very nice car.
Safe Tiger.
Very, very nice car. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
They're fucking very, very nice. They have all. And by the way, as somebody that owned a Bentley, like that was the worst car I've ever owned in my entire life.
Yeah.
That
Thing
was the
could move,
fucking-
though.
The worst. What's that?
I said the thing could move, though.
Yeah, but it couldn't stop. It was a fucking train, that thing. And then it was just everything about it was shit. You remember that, Foxy? That car.
Yeah, we rode around in that a lot.
Because it was the only car we had in Florida.
Yeah.
Air conditioner just broke out of nowhere. It's like, how does this happen on a
That
car?
was the worst one.
Yeah, it was 145 degrees in Florida. We're sitting in that car. Then this is going to sound so petty, but it's real. You put it into reverse. You know how in F-150, you put it in reverse? Nowadays, any car post, what, 1999 probably? Sure. There's a camera that pops up. You put it in reverse. That's a 3-second wait for that camera to pop up. And then boom, it's up. It's like, how does my F-150 have like 10x the amount of more convenient shit in a car than this fucking Bentley? I couldn't wait to sell that thing. I got rid of that as quick as possible. Terrible deal. Got ripped off. If I could take it.
Off the
It is
hands.
but it's nowhere near worth as much as you're paying for this thing. But that Genesis car was super nice. I remember that. And the Chrysler 300, you're right. People were rolling that. As
Oh,
if-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were big.
That's how you know you're a man of the people. This Bentley, very nice luxury vehicle. Fuck that. Give me the F-150.
That's real. That was very real. I was so sick of that thing. I would have left that on the side of a highway if I could.
Z and I actually had to take it to, figure it out for the air conditioning, and they gave us not even like
No, rental car.
Yeah,
They said fucking Uber out of here. I'm like,
Yeah.
Bentley, you fucking. Let's get to a break. Audi's giving us a goddamn
What the hell?
smart car gives you a ride home.
Granted, I mean, I had a mustache. It was me and Zito. Like, we did look like we just stole the fucking Bentley, but...
Yeah, I look like that in there, too.
It was a smooth ride, though, because that thing was
Very.
probably 10 million pounds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
under
that's
the
why,
hood.
yeah, you had to be careful, too, driving down those back roads, because if you go too fast, you're going to bottom out and,
Gonna raise
Sink
it
the
up,
ship.
right?
By the way, this day, however many, I think Titanic went down today.
Oh, that's right.
I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, same day Fenway Park opened.
Thank you,
Jackie Robinson Day.
Jackie Robinson Day.
Hey, shout out to Jackie Robinson.
Thank you, Jackie!
Think about the mental toughness of Jackie Robinson.
Weapon.
Just the amount of terrible things that were probably said to him throughout his entire life, and he just kept on, but I'm fucking better at baseball than you are.
Yeah.
The amount of mental toughness, insanity.
I watched an E60 on him this week. Actually, it was very eye opening.
About the world.
Like how mental toughness, his mental toughness, like going from the army to baseball. Like he's great guy.
Yeah.
Beast.
Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes with some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. I think we hit all the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple more things we'll chat about. 9 referees have retired this offseason in the NFL.
Yikes.
Not good.
That is a sneaky big thing. Because remember the replacement refs, the entire holdout, the old this,
Yeah.
the,
Packers.
Who could forget?
Seattle Seahawks.
Is that
That's right.
scumbag gone?
Tony Correnti?
Yeah.
I do believe, yeah.
Good riddance.
Well, see, we just kind of pissed on his grave there.
Yeah,
He had good years.
he did.
This
Did
is
he?
just like Walt Anderson. Like Walt Anderson had good years, but once he got into like his 50th year of reffing in the NFL, he might have lost it a little bit.
It happens.
Like Correnti, he might have got a little bit too big for his britches.
He never had a fastball.
Like 40 years in. I think he did, though. I think Corenti had a fastball at one point. I think he was good. I think he was probably endearing to people and charming the way he acted. But then he got, I'm bigger than the game.
Yeah.
That probably happened 35 years into his NFL reffing career when he couldn't run anymore.
Right.
When everybody was definitely faster than him and they just kept recycling the same refs because there was no pipeline of younger refs that were anywhere near worth a fuck. Exactly. So now all those refs that are retiring, 9 of them, there's some good refs that are retiring, by the way, that we don't know about because they're not the ones speaking into the camera. They might be a back judge or side judge or something like that. This is going to be a big story next year at some point because there'll be a brand new ref that's going to make some call that an old ref would have made, but it'll be talked about because it's a brand new ref.
Yep.
9 of them at least. That's a lot of referees.
That is a lot.
Yes.
How many crews are there in total? Do we know? It's probably not that. I mean,
16?
Got to be at least that.
yeah.
I think it's like, I think there's like
Probably
2
more.
There's probably 2 extras.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you lose a guy off half of those crews. Like, that makes a big deal.
big deal.
Yeah.
And what are they calling?
Right.
How many had refs? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's we'll be back in 17 crews. Yeah, 17.
17.
Okay.
2 swing officials is what Zito said.
Oh, that makes sense.
Plus now they have the video people that are full time.
Right.
And hopefully the new replays. Did they change the replay thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed.
I thought we
Didn't we celebrate?
That.
I thought
the
we
Hawk Vision thing. Wasn't that the thing?
That was before last season, though.
that was
wasn't it?
last season. But I feel like a few weeks ago we celebrated something.
The USFL was
Using the chip.
testing a bunch of that, like the new stuff that the
Well,
NFL's
and the
just going to wait
XFL
on.
is officially a testing ground.
Right.
We're back in 4. We'll figure this whole thing out, including Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Is Jesus coming back on Sunday?
Hell
We'll
yeah,
tell
maybe.
you 4 minutes from now. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Don't break the table, obviously.
I just break shit.
Sorry, man. Somebody came sprinting behind the barrier and tried to spear him.
I fucking dare somebody.
Oh, no!
I dare the next ass kicking.
What?
Saudi Arabia.
What?
Riyadh.
What?
Taking a jet plane.
What?
All the way there.
What?
All the way back.
What?
On the way back.
What?
WWE champion.
Hell yeah!
That just destroyed our shit. I just saw a picture of you getting out of, I think, a 757 that was from Jim Irsay. What was that, and have you ever been in that plane before?
I thought it was like the team plane to fly all of the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, I mean, it's got the logo on it, Pat, and it was awesome. But look, that's just Jim. Pat, I had a wonderful 14 years there. It's obviously the team that I wanted to play for always. I understood the decision he had to make, and no hard feelings. And for him to send his plane to fly me and my son down here, it was a great gesture. A lot of room for me and Marshall. We were throwing the football. So, pretty cool experience. Pretty cool father-son weekend.
By the way, as he's moving from event to event right now, you are the best, dude. Where are you headed right now?
I'm going to the game. I got Lynch. I got Faneca. I got these guys in the background.
Boys, congratulations. Yeah! Congratulations, boys. All right, Peyton. Oh, hey, there he is. Marshall, I hope you enjoyed that plane, pal. Hey, Peyton, last thing here. You talking to Tom Brady, you becoming friends with him. It was interesting to watch. Oh, yeah, take the photo. Take the photo. All right, we will wrap this up.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I don't think anybody can do what Tom has done. Look, I know how hard it was for me to get on the same page with my receivers, learn a new system, learn new coaches. But I had a full off season. I was injured. I was rehabbing. The fact that Tom has done this in a COVID pandemic offseason, no time to meet with his receivers. He met with his coaches illegally by breaking into Byron Leftwich's house. So besides that, it's been incredible what he's been able to accomplish, and he deserves all the credit. His leadership is what's put the Bucs in this game today, and I have great respect for him because I know how hard it is, but he deserves all the credit.
Hey, how did you know Red 18 was coming?
Pat, I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling that story and just growing the legend. That was about the 18th time I tried it. I was 17 going into that. And, you know, when it doesn't hit, you just keep walking and nobody ever really tells you about it. So when it hit, I was as surprised as you were. And the reaction from some of the good old folks there in the casino that night was pretty special.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. You made me and those folks in the casino a bunch of money. Congrats on the Hall of Fame nod. Thank you for spending time. Enjoy yourself at the game, Peyton.
Pat, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
The Sheriff, Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this Feel Good Friday.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
April 15th, 2022. Also Jackie Robinson Day. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jackie Robinson.
Shout out.
Also Boston Day.
Shout out.
Which means
the anniversary of the Boston bombing.
And also means
Red Sox money line is an absolute lock tonight.
Okay.
Today, I mean.
Yeah, it's going to be, right?
Oh, yeah, 2:30.
That place will be packed out?
Packed out. Opening day for Fenway. This is the first home game for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the marathon today, too?
Marathon's Monday.
But this is the anniversary of
When it happened, yes.
Now, quick follow-up here, and I don't know the baseball that good. When big things are happening, are guys overthinking or they play pretty good? Like
Play pretty good.
Loosey-goosey.
yeah, because normally guys.
I mean, and even something like this, like that Red Sox team, the year the Boston Marathon bombing happened, like they were supposed to miss the playoffs. They were supposed to stink. They won the World Series. Like I feel like this is something that like can actually like really galvanize a team.
They're wearing the Boston jerseys today. Usually it says Red Sox. Today it says Boston.
Now, obviously a difference that people outside of Boston would see.
Yeah.
But this is a good thing. This is a good day. It's a celebration. Now, obviously something bad happened, but it's a celebration of Boston. And I am not normally one to be like, yeah, I would like to bet on Boston. I hammered Boston.
Yeah, let's go.
And I want to let you know I need it because last night
What?
I made some big time baseball bets.
Hell yeah.
And I've talked ad nauseum about how I don't know shit about baseball.
same.
Okay? I don't like it.
Yeah.
Played professionally, got on base, no big deal. How you doing? Keep it moving. Probably filled with incredibly nice people. I like jet passing. Okay, I like everything about it. I like baseballs.
mayor.
I like Rob Manfred's an idiot. Yes, I love Sean Casey, Jason Kendall. I mean, we can go through an entire thing if we want about things that I like. It's not that I despise the people. I just feel like the sport is fucking awful to watch.
Boring.
It was made in a time when they didn't have anything else to do. How can we make this as long as possible? Just like soccer, by the way.
Yeah.
Soccer's the same thing. We don't have shit else to do. How do we make this as long as possible? Golf. How do we make this as long as possible? So all these sports, I understand, okay, that they exist. They have a lot of history, a lot of tradition, very rich tradition in baseball, and I get it. I just can't fucking get into it for whatever reason because I didn't play as a kid. So I say, all right, who does watch baseball? Because I like to get a little antsy when I don't have anything to bet on or anything like that.
Yeah,
sure.
So I go to my good friend, the Canadian sensation, the first five wonder, the first half wonder. He has found a cheat code in gambling on FanDuel, and it's called the first half money line, basically, of baseball.
Yes.
Where it's the starters versus the starters, the ace versus the ace. So it's a much better prediction. Gumpy was 20-3 just a couple days ago on this.
Damn.
So yesterday on Super Thursday,
Super Positive Thursday.
right after Palm Sunday,
Yep.
right before Good Friday.
Bingo.
4 days before Jesus came out of the cave and said, I'm back, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Gumpy, I need 2 locks tonight. I'm going big. We fucking won 0-3. Rizzo didn't hit a home run either. 0-3 last night.
No.
So I'm making all that money back today on Boston Day.
Yeah.
And you're saying, yes, home run, we're ready to go.
Lock it in. I found anything I would say, bet it again because there's no chance in hell that the Red Sox lose today.
Okay, Gump, what happened yesterday?
Those are unfortunately the only bets that did not hit last night. All other 4 baseball hits did. That's on me. That was a tough day. Chucky Wainwright should be covering +0.5 in Milwaukee. Kyle Gibson should be covering +0.5 against the fucking Miami Marlins.
We know who you're talking about for sure.
Of course.
Come on,
Wayno's
guys.
nasty.
The Gipper.
Tell you what,
those
though.
are pitchers there?
Yeah.
Whoever it was didn't show up. 5-1.
Jesus.
Opposite way. I didn't even know you could score that many runs in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much we lost in the first 5 innings. That's how bad it was.
Cubbies +0.5 right now is a very good bet. Cubbies +0.5 in Colorado tonight.
In first 5, and these are going to be the 2 that definitely hit.
Absolutely.
Hell, with this guy going perfect on every other one.
I know.
20-3 to start.
As soon as I fucking see it, I was like,
yeah.
oh, here we
Hey,
go.
Gumpy, I gotta go do a meeting real quick. Like, what are your 2?
I love those bets.
What are your
I really
2?
did.
Home runs.
And there wasn't even a
delay?
fucking
No.
delay. Yeah. All right, give me the Milwaukee +0.5, and I think it was St. Louis, right?
St. Louis and the Phillies. The other 4 I was kind of worried about because the pitchers haven't pitched that long in the MLB, but those 2 are a staple in the league.
All right.
Phillies have no chance if they're wearing fucking masks in Philadelphia. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's outside.
They're in Miami.
Don't matter.
Hey, how come they're taking Kershaw out after 7 innings of a perfect game?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, because you don't see the bigger picture.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
that is.
Yeah,
the
it is.
dumb-
That's what
How
they
many
said.
perfect games have there been?
23.
David Wells had one
Jesus.
blacked out on no sleep. His eyes were beat shot
Yeah,
red. It was unbelievable.
terrible diarrhea before the game. too.
23 out of like 200,000.
Yeah.
All right, Gump.
Pass and put it out.
We're back on the Cubs. Bigger,
go, Cubbies.
bigger than ever.
Let's go, Cubs.
All right.
Stro show.
Cubs and
Stro
Sox.
show, baby.
Yeah, let the guy fucking pitch. Get
Let
a
him
perfect
pitch.
game, man. That's the problem. How old's Kershaw? He's probably Mitt's age, Connor's age.
34.
Oh,
Same
he's
age as
my
Stafford.
age.
Yeah, you're right.
Pitchers, though, in pitcher years, he's our age.
What's the deal, dude?
Other way.
No, he's throwing.
Kershaw, what's the deal, bro? Let's go out. You were.
I don't think it was his decision.
It was not.
He was still around though. Whenever that type of shit was something that was talked about way before the body gurus
Hell
came
yeah.
out and the nutritionists came out and science told everybody what terrible things they were doing to their bodies in all sports. And they should change and monitor and everything like that. That has happened in all sports. It happened in baseball as well. Kershaw, OG though, 34 years old. We were one of the last age groups that actually got to experience, wings and pizza and beers the night before fucking games. Like that would be punishable by being cut and banned from the league right now if you did that in the NFL, I think.
Yeah.
And that was just status quo. Hey, what's up? Can I get yep. And then let's go get some pizza and a milkshake. That's on Saturday night before. People used to look forward to Saturday nights. It was like, can't wait to get to Saturday night with the boys. Just hanging out in whatever hotel we're in. And then the next morning, everybody's shitting their brains out. And then you just go and play the game. Some guys, Not me. Never did it. Never had enough confidence to do so. Some guys, though, would get pretty fucked up on Saturday night. They would be showing up very hungover, and then their warm-up, they'd be like, getting it out. Let me get an IV in here real quick. Boom. Go put up massive numbers at their position. It was like, man, you're a different man.
You're a dog legend.
You are a different man. And then, by the way, immediately after that game, guess what? We're going again. We are going tonight as well. This might not stop until Wednesday. Now, for me, everybody heard about my Tuesday.
Sure.
Okay, in 2010, but that's what it used to be. Kershaw, same age as me. This whole like, hey, need to take a break, need to rest your arm, you need to do this whole thing, you need to be as good as possible, is not how he always has been. I know that for a fact because that's not how the sports world has been. And he came out and said he sees the bigger picture in this, didn't he? He had to kind of take their back.
Yeah, but allegedly, I mean, those guys don't want to fucking come out of the game ever. Like
Who's making that decision? Some soft ass?
Dave Roberts, their manager, who is the luckiest guy in America, has the best team. Is kind of a shitty manager, but he's got so much talent that it's like they're always going to be good, and he's never going to get fired. But yeah, allegedly Kershaw was like, no, fuck this. I'm staying in. Hey, it's a long season. We're going to need your arm.
So Dave Roberts said he has no regrets. That guy.
Yeah, of course he does.
No regrets taking him out. Yeah, it's only happened 23 times in the history of this fucking sport that's been around 7,000 years because they created it when there was nothing else to do, so they made it as long as possible.
Also, Kershaw, who is definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, that would be a nice little feather in his cap for his career.
And he was dealing, too. I mean, it was.
He only threw 80 pitches.
Throwing a perfect game.
Another quote was, I can't manage with my fan cap on.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Dave. What team is this? What team is this?
Dodgers.
I fucking hate this guy.
Yep.
This is my least favorite manager in all of baseball. Who else could there possibly be that I would hate?
Well,
that
Aaron
old
Boone.
ass fuck retired, right? That guy who was hating all the good stuff that was happening.
Oh, Tony La Russa?
Yeah.
White Sox
I believe he's still there, yeah. But he's so boozed up that he doesn't know what year it is.
All right, let's go to the phones.
Jim Leland ain't pulling him out.
No, he wouldn't. Probably give him a cigarette and say, here, kid, go get it done.
I love Jim Leland.
Put a cigarette out on his elbow and say, go get it done.
Hey, listen.
Greatest manager of all time.
This is the worst perfect game I've ever seen. Fucking tighten it up. Last two innings.
Here's a beer.
So what happens? Nobody talks to him, right? That's kind of like the thing. You kind of go off in your own world.
Some of those guys too, though, like especially like pitchers are weirdos. Like people might not talk to him at all during any of his starts.
So it's like pitchers, goalies, kickers are always assumed to be like the
isolated all the time, kind of.
Yeah, stay away from them or whatever.
Yeah,
I did not enjoy that. Like I think my freshman year at West Virginia, like people were like, "Don't talk to Pat," but I could hear them saying, "Don't talk to Pat." I'm like, yo, like we were just talking 5 minutes ago. Why would we not talk right now? Like we should be talking. Well, you should stay focused. It's like, okay. Let me think about a kick that might be coming. Like I didn't fully understand that. And Vinatieri wasn't like that either, by the way. Vinatieri, whenever we would go on the field and it was like a game winner or a big kick, he'd become a zombie. But on the sideline, it's still like
shooting the shit.
Natural conversation. Hey, what are we thinking here? Same old thing. And then you get out there. But I guess there is some guys that are like, don't fucking talk to me, please. It's like, who's talking? Are you just talking to yourself in there? I think you should probably let some friends in.
Yeah.
I don't know how nice you're being to yourself right now, but you should probably let some other people. But I've seen like pitchers and shit, they like actually shoo people away, right?
Yeah, and I think it's just so routine oriented. Like it's every fifth day. Like I would guess that a lot of those guys are more superstitious, like doing the same exact shit to the tee before they get ready to throw. Like it's just you have to be kind of a maniac to do it.
I probably would have been much better, by the way, if I was like but Vinatieri was so cool and so relaxed. I didn't understand it because nobody I really had been around at West Virginia or at Indianapolis were like those weirdos that people say kickers and punters are. And I didn't grow up in the football community really. So I was friends with basically everybody that was on the team. So it was like, I never understood the stigma that the kickers and punters are weirdos. But then, not that he was a weirdo, but Matt Stover, when he came to the Colts, he had a bunch of, I mean, we are
routine.
We are routine. He was not a weirdo. He was very nice to everybody. We got along with everybody, but he had like super duper routines, and then he was gone. And Vinatieri was like the complete opposite. So I think like Stover was the first one. I was like, oh, this is why people probably, and by that point, Stover was in like his 20th year or whatever too. So he had 20 years worth of routines to build up, and he was, I think, number 2 kicker in that generation behind Vinatieri or whatever. So, I mean, very successful with the Ravens and everything. But I think he was the first one I looked at. Was like, oh, this is the type of guy on why people talk about, like, the reason why kickers are the way they are. And I even had some conversations whenever I was incredibly cushed up about whether or not should I be more like this?
Yeah.
Should I be more like this? Like, will this help? This guy's had a very successful career. They say the way that you have long careers in the NFL is you get in the back pocket of somebody else that has had a long career, because just learn what the fuck that person's doing, and maybe you can become that one day. I decided I was not going to do that. Like, I can't be that good, I guess. I just will stay away from it. And Vinatieri was nothing like it. And I assume some of these pitchers are not like that at all. They're super chill people.
Well, couldn't it? I mean, if you're not performing, you're obviously not going to be there, but couldn't it go the other way, too? If you're not talking to anyone and then you don't really perform well, then you just are, like, completely ostracized from everyone else. It's like, not only is this guy a weirdo, but he also sucks at his job.
Yeah. And if you do bad, there's nobody really coming to bat for you. That's why you hear a lot of people on TV, they're like, oh, kickers, fuck them or whatever. It's because they didn't like the kicker that they had. They missed. There's no, like, going to bat for them.
Right.
It's like that pitchers that are off, like, hey, we don't even like that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Sirius, we'll see you on Monday. Happy Easter. We're back then. Yeah, Sirius,
Yeah,
that first hour is going to be the third hour.
Yeah. Nice.
So, had to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
Should have said Chris Mad Dog Russo's next, but
They got it. They know.
And he might not be, by the way.
True.
Yeah.
I've turned to Chris Mad Dog Russo more than 7 times in the last month, and he was not hosting.
Whoops.
Linda
Cohn.
We love Linda.
Oh, yeah.
I never give her a proper introduction. That's on me, but also.
Well, that's not, we don't know.
You don't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
Say la vie.
That is life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Kind of goes to your point. We know absolutely nothing what's going on over there.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, I see Sam Roberts post on Instagram every morning from the Sirius Studios. Everybody's back in studio over there. I see the Busted Open guys. They're back in studio, so everybody's back in studio. Congrats. Congrats.
There you go, boys.
Happy Easter.
Happy
Easter.
Let's get to a break. AJ Hawk will be in hour 2. Also, in addition to T4.
Ooh.
Yes.
Which we missed in his first hour because we got into big time Jesus talk, but we will get to T4. And also, Ian Rappaport will join us about how the Gilly Lock thing happened. Was that a sure thing immediately upon the 757 landing at Gilly Lock's door? That's awesome. Jim Irsay is a closer. Anything else we should expect, like Roger Goodell in the $200 million draft thing for Detroit? What's that mean, Rap?
What's it mean?
What's going on?
What does that mean? Economic impact of $200 million. That's awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What's the net? What's the net?
What does that mean? Kenny Pickett, only quarterback to visit the Lions. What does that mean? Is the two-glove QB potentially a Lion? 2 picks in the first round, right?
Yeah, 3 in the top 34.
Wow.
Maybe Deuce is just doing his Deuce diligence.
That's right.
And Kenny Pickett, just in case he's around. We're back in 5 with AJ Hawk. And in the third hour, we have TJ Lang. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Feel Good Friday, April 15th.
It was a year or two ago at this point. You came on the Pat McAfee Show, which is our boss and our friend, our daily YouTube show. And Pat presented an opportunity for you because I know, and he knows, and everybody knows, you've been trying to score a goal in the NHL for close to 20 years now. And Pat said he would donate a large sum of money if you were able to put one in that.
You gotta clear like above everybody, right? And it's gonna be in straight line, so it's not easy. Yeah.
Hey, you get one this year? I'll give $100,000 to whatever foundation you want it to go to.
They'll get me trying every night now.
Yes. By the end of the season, unfortunately, you weren't able to make that happen. But I want to let you know the offer still stands. So from now till the end of your season, whenever that may be through the playoffs, if you're able to score a goal, I want to let you know that he's going to donate $150,000 to charity of your choice. So no pressure or anything.
I guess I'm shooting anymore, eh?
If you guys get a little bit of a lead, I just wanted to let you know.
Wait till the playoffs to do it, Mark.
Yeah.
Huh? Do it in the playoffs. Make it count.
Make it count for real, yeah. Oh, jeez. That's good. I'll tell him thank you. That's very generous of him, and I'll try to get her done.
What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And You know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them.
Nice.
But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start
you know,
self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. When did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused. They'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't even know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
There was a point in my life where all I could think about doing was professional wrestling.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this Feel Good Friday, April 15th shall begin now. Yeah. Can't thank you enough for joining us. Happy Easter weekend. Happy Jackie Robinson Day. Happy Boston Day.
Oh, yeah.
Happy...
Oh, the
Titanic
Day. Rest in peace.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, because fucking Rose was just... And I know it's Easter weekend and it's Feel Good Friday and, you know, all that stuff, but Rose is the biggest bitch to ever grace a screen.
She was all about herself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Herself only.
Absolutely. Think about how easy... Sorry. I'm sure she went through some tough times to get where she was. But she was up there in high society on that boat.
Big time. She was very spoiled.
Big
time. Her whole
Also,
life.
jewelry theft.
She was.
Yeah.
No one ever talks about that.
Also, end of the movie.
Murderer.
Yeah, murder. And at the end of the movie, she has that pendant that's worth like $1 billion and she just throws it into the ocean.
Doesn't donate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't donate it to a
maybe
museum.
Like solve world hunger or something.
No, maybe put a scholarship in Jack's fucking name.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe something like it. Maybe a poker game in Jack's name.
Rebuild the Titanic.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I read a story where she actually was the one who told the engineer, hey, can't this boat go a little fucking faster? Like,
After the bird call for the iceberg?
Like, hey, I heard this thing fucking
I'm
got a
sick
little
of being
more.
on this boat. I'm having sex with a pauper right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, get me out of here.
I saw those guys down in the engine room, and they weren't shoveling very fast. Maybe we fucking get those boys moving.
We can hit that iceberg quick.
I read a story where Rose said that.
Probably real. I mean, with her character, I wouldn't put it past her being, you know, a little bit uncomfortable with the length of time left on the Titanic's voyage across the fucking Atlantic Ocean. What a terrible person.
Clown.
Anyways, rest in peace to everybody that died.
Yeah, that's right. The band.
Talks to Tables here. Super positive. Feel Good Friday. At Ty Schmidt, Catholic Elementary School, Catholic high school. So any questions about Easter that you have, we will direct to him, although he did not know what Palm Sunday was just an hour ago. At Boston Connor, feel like you know a lot about this stuff as well. Why is that?
I actually played Jesus of Nazareth in the Good Friday play.
Wow. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, of one of the iterations, I did play Jesus Christ.
Joining us now is a man who probably did the same for his plays in Centerville, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Guy who had 41 tackles in a high school football game twice.
Jeez.
College football national champion, Ohio State Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, COVID survivor, AJ Hall. AJ, you played Jesus at your high school's play of Jesus' thing?
I was not in any school plays or really any play of any sort, but I imagine I would have gone out for the role of Jesus, no question.
Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because the hair and the
It'd be a great role. What do you mean? If you're going to be in a play, don't you want to have a bunch of lines?
Well, I don't know. He does seem to be chatty, right? They got that book. He said a lot.
Yeah.
Very preachy. He was. Well, for good reason.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Speaking of words.
But happy Easter to you, AJ.
Happy Easter, AJ. Yes. Happy Easter to all of you.
Thank you. Happy Jackie Robinson Day to you, AJ.
Happy Jackie Robinson Day, AJ.
Hey, we talked
Darren
about
Ravel. Isn't he leading the charge?
All right. Darren Ravel has more Martin Luther King Jr. Memorabilia in his basement than anybody else. He is not racist.
That's right.
Anyways, Jackie Robinson, we talked about in the first hour. Think about his mental toughness, AJ. The amount of shit that was said from Army into the majors, being the first black dude in there. The amount of things that had to be said to that dude, and he just continued to just whatever, dude. Watch me hit this fucking ball, dude. That's incredible to me. I think that should be talked about a lot more. I know, obviously, trailblazer, incredible, but the mental toughness, he might be the mentally toughest human in the history, because sports involve mental toughness to begin with, let alone that entire thing. What a legend, dude.
Do you think maybe some current athletes, when they get upset when people fans go, oh, hey, you suck, you're not as good as you used to be, you think they ever think back and hey, maybe I can handle some of this stuff compared to what this guy was doing?
Could you imagine what I've said to Jackie Robinson? Yeah, whenever I missed a couple kicks in a game against the University of Pittsburgh, and it cost us an opportunity to go to the national championship, and we lost by 4. Well, they took a safety. We would have lost by 6, but we lost by 4. The things that were being said to me, I never felt like
to your face?
No. Obviously. Well, on the way out of the stadium, yeah, there were some things. And I wonder if there's a photo. I mean, I gave a couple to some people, too, because I obviously felt terrible about myself. I felt terrible for my teammates and everything. But then the things that were said, that was Facebook. That was back when Facebook was just starting. So, I mean, the things that were happening on there, I was getting a lot of it. So I seen a lot of pictures of people. I don't know if that's face-to-face or not. I seen a lot of pictures of things being said to me. And then there was some shit thrown at my car outside. And I thought, hey, I'm going to disappear, man. I need to no longer be seen ever again. And I didn't know what that meant exactly. I actually hopped in my Jeep and just drove towards Virginia through Maryland. I got hours and hours and hours away. I was just going to disappear or whatever. And if you think about that was just one moment in my life where it changed me forever, calloused me forever. I actually needed that, I think, to get to where I'm at. Jackie Robinson had that, every fucking day of his life? I don't know how the hell he was able to do it. Honestly, I have no clue how he was able to
perform at a super high level. That's the thing. In baseball, too, I would imagine every time he was up to bat, how do you not think everybody's going to hit me? They're going to throw at me. Yeah. That would be so difficult.
And then if you have success, I guess your teammates would be happy for you, right? Because I feel like...
You would hope so.
Yeah. They treated him like shit, though. That was a big part of it, too. With the exception of 1 or 2 guys, the entire team treated him like shit, too.
So there's zero positivity, basically zero, hey, you're doing great. That is in your day-to-day. That's insane.
And they're actively, everyone's actively rooting against you pretty much, too.
Yeah, because, what could happen, remember, that thought of, remember, Jackie does well, remember what could happen. That's every other player in the league, every teammate probably thinking that.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to that mental toughness.
Shout out.
He was hit 72 times in his career, Zito just said. And I don't know what a baseline is for how many times people are hit. That sounds like a lot of beams, though.
That's a decent amount. I don't know how many years he played, but that's a lot.
I don't know baseball. Happy Jackie.
And now we're pulling guys after the 7th, pitching a perfect game.
Well, that's how. By the way,
was it after the 7th inning that he got pulled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 80 pitches was his limit.
Yeah, Dave Roberts though, manager.
There's got to be exceptions. Hey, like, okay, maybe if it's a no-hitter, you pull me. Perfect game. How about we let me give it a shot for 2 more innings?
Dave Roberts read the stat. Have you read the stats?
Have we talked to, like, what does Jet Passan think? Does he think, hey,
I don't know if we're allowed to talk. I don't know if we're allowed to talk to Jet Passan ever again because Jet Passan said something on somebody else's show that got him and ESPN into a bunch of shit. And
is he still with ESPN?
Yes, he's still with ESPN, but I haven't even broached the subject of having him come on our show because
I don't even know what he did.
Well, it wasn't really anything, actually. The reason why we're speaking about Jet Passan right now is because he was pissed off that they didn't let him finish the game. He was also talking about like other baseball stuff that was happening that he wasn't happy about in the way he used it. I think he called something a shit sandwich.
He did, yeah.
I think he called something a shit sandwich. This is during a negotiation between the PA, and he was describing it from, I believe, a player's perspective. And when I heard him say that, I actually thought to myself, this is the first time like one of the main media people have spoken for the player side in arbitration before. Because normally the media is fed information from the leagues. They have deals with the leagues. The leagues let them know that they have deals with them. And the way they feed their pitch to the players is always super, players are a bunch of spoiled fucking pricks, right? Always. So Jet Passan coming out and saying, well, this particular offer was a shit sandwich, actually. I was like, whoa, all right, Jet, let's go. Like this has never happened before. Then he had to apologize like 2 days later. And then, that whole thing went down. So I haven't even asked him, but I believe Jet is one of those guys who just wants what's good for baseball. And a guy throwing a perfect game is good for fucking baseball. I honestly believe that. Dave Roberts, manager for the Dodgers, said he doesn't regret anything because AJ, have you seen the stats on what happens to his fucking shoulder if he throws 81 pitches in one night? Have you seen it? You don't know. AJ, Dave Roberts knows. You're don't
right.
know.
I guess I'm speaking out of school, aren't I? I played baseball. I pitched growing up. I understand. I'd arrest my arm at times, but not nearly to the even close to any level of what these guys do. But I still think for baseball, who's Rob Manfred, right? You say he's an amazing commissioner. He's the commissioner.
I've never said that. He is
no one
commissioner.
has
I know
ever
you're a
said
huge
that.
fan of his. I would imagine he would have wanted this to happen because this would be big news all over the place, and we'd all get to celebrate baseball early in the season.
I hate Rob Manfred. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that is
clear.
I mean, it's Feel Good Friday. It's Good Friday. Jesus did his thing in a couple of days. I'm back.
Yep.
Had Last Supper on Thursday. Tom Brady retired. I come back on Sunday.
Bingo.
Interesting series of events. Was he not 100% sure he was going to come back? I just wanted to make sure that people knew that I did not love Rob Manfred. But I would assume if Rob Manfred had a brain, I would love him. And if he had a brain, he would want somebody to have a perfect game because it would only be the 24th time in the history of the entire league that happens. Now, follow-up. Clayton Kershaw, 34 years old. He's like our age, our generation. And I was talking about how there's no way, like he grew up in a generation where we were actually like drinking beers before games and didn't really know about all this shit. I feel like we're the last ones, honestly. I don't want to sound like I'm the last generation, but it is like we kind of were the last generation, our age group. So they're saying he was pissed off, but I think he even said bigger picture, like he had to bite in. I'd assume he's not thrilled about it at all. This entire thing.
Absolutely pissed. You kidding me? Like we said, he's never thrown a perfect game before. He's one of the 5 best pitchers in the last 20 years. Like this would have been a massive accomplishment for him. But what's he gonna say at this point?
So that high school in Texas would have a Super Bowl champion,
What?
Masters champion,
What?
and then a perfect game pitcher all within 4 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
That high school in Texas that they went to.
Highland.
Plus, he
Super duper rich.
he had
Hey, all of the money that high school.
Yes. Indoor facility for the football program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I assume the baseball one does if Kershaw's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Is this the closest he's ever been to a perfect game?
I don't know if he's won 3 Cy Young, so I don't know if he's had one, but also he was at 13 strikeouts, and I believe the most strikeouts for a perfect game was 14. So he probably could have.
He hates this.
He
Dave Roberts
he
guy.
probably could have set that record too.
He righty or lefty? This big son?
Lefty.
He was painting, huh?
Oh yeah. Nasty curveball.
Yeah, his curve.
12-6.
Oh yeah.
Freeze you.
Drops off the dinner
feels like
table.
it's going at your head, AJ.
Just like that.
By the way, top 5 in hit by pitch of all time. Number 5, Jason Kendall.
Oh,
250, I think.
Hey, he would crowd that plate.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
250.
you're
Jason
gonna
Kendall.
get a strike out of me. You're gonna earn it. because I'm going to be right fucking here, and I'm not wearing gloves either.
Nope.
You can even hit me right here on this pinky. I don't care. My pop time's still going to be fucking, ha! You know what I'm saying? Jason Kennel crowded that plate.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to earn a strike with me, pal.
Hell yeah.
Oh, he was just eating.
So mad.
Oh!
That was before the giant elbow pads and stuff, too.
Well, he didn't wear gloves. I mean, he wouldn't have. No. That would not have happened. He's actually asking to put the hat on.
No helmet.
Without the ear things?
Yeah, he was actually just asking to wear a hat when he went out there. Yeah, if I take one in the jaw, I know, sauerkraut Saul fucking win that race. Did you see the post? They made a post about the pierogi race opening day.
They did?
No way.
Yeah, they say some things change, some things never will. And it was jalapeno. Hannah or something. She was in the lead.
Oh, she always
moving.
is.
Yeah, sauerkraut Saul was in the way back. I think they buried sauerkraut Saul. I don't know what that
Are
means
the
for
Pirates
Polish
undefeated?
people. I don't know what that means.
They're 3-3.
Okay. Good
3-3.
start.
Hey, Pirates are back.
There we are.
Here we go, boys.
Go.
Baseball fucking stinks. Let's move on. Okay? It's Feel Good Friday. Stephon Gilmore's an Indianapolis Colt, AJ Hawk. Let's go, dude. We talked to Darius Butler yesterday about it. Darius said that in the modern defense, you need about 6 members of the secondary that are good because you're going to have to double a couple people, and then that's going to leave some people on some very talented wide receivers, in which there seems to be a plethora of them coming in every single draft class at this point. We signed Stephon Gilmore. We get Julian Blackmon back. We have Kenny Moore there. It feels like, okay, we let Rocky Sin end up going to the Raiders. We get Yannick Ngakoue on the other side, DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard. This is, hey, let's go Colts. We're making plays. And Connor brought this point up earlier. This is the best roster Matt Ryan has ever had in his entire career.
Is it really top to bottom, you think?
Has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have a ton of talent. I think what D-Butt is saying is so true. Now, for DBs to be successful, you have to find a way to get a decent pass rush too. That's why Ngakoue is a great addition. I think he's speedy around the edge. I think he can definitely have a good year for him. But you have to have, maybe more than 6 good DBs. You have to have at least 6 that you trust at all times, because DBs, we know with how offenses are too, they may have 3, 4, 5 receivers at a time come out there, and the next play they'll have 1 receiver. Like, they can just change things up, but everything is so there's so much communication in the back end and so much film study where you have to know and be speaking pre-snap. The safety's got to be alerting the inside guys, hey, this is with this split and where they're out in the field. Like, these are the 2 little routes they like. Like, you got to know what's going on. And if you don't have those guys that are like a whole, almost like an O-line. You know, an O-line, when they play together.
On a string.
They operate as one. That's the same thing with DBs, but a lot more ground to cover.
Well, in Gilly Luck, the Darius Butler said yesterday, incredibly intelligent corner. Like, defensive player of the year a couple years ago.
Any great one is. Any great one has to be very, very smart.
Have to know exactly what's going on at all times. Know when they can bite, know when they can't, know when they can make a play. I'm thankful he's here. We chatted about Darrelle Revis yesterday, too. He was talking about how that dude just reset the market. I think he said Dion Sanders was the best corner of all time, just because it changed the game completely. I wish I would have been more alive when Dion Sanders was doing his thing. Honestly, I wish I was.
Yeah, I saw a decent amount of Dion, I think. Maybe later in his career I saw more of it. I remember a lot of Dion because he was a Cincinnati Red.
Yeah.
This is sweet. Dion's on the Reds.
That's what I'm saying. I've only seen highlights. Him at the Braves, right? And he played in the World Series the same week as a game or whatever. And he wasn't just on the Braves. Like, he was a fucking guy.
Starting.
Yeah, he was like a guy on the Braves.
That's so, like, when you really think about it, like, how awesome is that? That'd be so sweet to play Major League Baseball and NFL football.
Bro, greatest athlete of all time. I always, I hold Dion Sanders in very high regards, no matter what he says. Like, he can go talk shit. If you ball, you get the call. When he was doing that entire thing, there was a couple conversations that happened that I saw some people on the internet like, Dion really talking blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Like, he's one of the only humans on earth that can say whatever the fuck he wants, because he was able to beat what? He was able to accomplish something that 0.000000001% of people in the history of athleticism have ever been able to do at a very high level. It's like when it comes to athletics, I think that guy is able to just do whatever he wants. But that corner position is where, like, the best athletes on the field are, they always say. Hey, they got to shadow the fastest people. They got to be smarter, and they have to have mental toughness, just be able to forget getting dunked on, because that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
It's going to happen in moments where it is very apparent, hey, this is on you. It's one-on-one. You may have shut this dude down all game, and they had a big 4th down they needed, and the dude somehow made a one-handed crazy catch over top of you, and It's all on you, and you just shut this guy down for 59 minutes.
Well, that's what he said. He said, let's say there's 60 plays and you are 57 good, but then 3 of them you get dunked on.
You're out of the league.
You're fired. You just had a 57, what is that, a 99% hit rate or whatever? And then you just give up 3 plays, bum, 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 and it's over. And once you give up 1, by the way, they start seeing like, okay, is this the leaky valve right here? Is this where we are headed towards? And they're going to come at you again, and you got to correct it so quick. The corner position is such a fascinating one when it comes to like the mentality and what you have to be able to accomplish. And, you know, they're actual Ferraris too. Like they have to feel, and I think this is what Darius Butler is so strong about with Baker Mayfield not playing. Like corners have to be above like 90%, 95%, because they have to keep up with guys that are 100% running 4.4s, 4.3s. You can get exposed quickly if you have, you know, a little dinged up ankle that's kind of hobbling you a little bit, or a hamstring that's a little bit tight. You can get exposed quickly at that position as opposed to other ones. I think that's why Darius is so strong on the fact, like, if you are hurt, do not play, because that film is going to be seen and you are going to be judged off of that film. And I think that's because the corner position is one where you can get fucking, how you doing, keep it moving real quick, AJ.
Yeah, but now like that nickel / kind of slot guy that kind of covers their inside threats, that dude should be. I would imagine that position too will get paid more and more as time goes, because it's like, oh, it used to be, oh, he can't really cover one-on-one as a corner, but we can move him inside and he can be our nickel guy and he'll be okay. But now it's like, no, that dude can cover anywhere. Like your nickel or your dime dude has to be able to cover their best receiver at times.
Best receiver, tight end. That is now most teams like
little scat backs out of the backfield when you're running different blitzes and different things. Like there's just so much that person has to do. I think that position deserves some more respect, probably.
Stephon Gilmore signed a 2-year, $23 million deal, guaranteed of 14. So who knows if that's a 1-year 14, 2-year 14 guarantee. We don't know how it's set up until it gets out what the real expectations are for him as an Indianapolis Colt. But Kenny Moore put out a tweet with zoom in on eyes or whatever, because he's going into his last contract and he plays the position you were chatting about, and he plays it at a very, very high level. He is everywhere. Has to be able to tackle, has to be able to cover, has to have great ball skills, and also has to be incredibly intelligent. He is a guy that might be one of those guys in that market that you're talking about that might change the entire game.
He should. Yeah, I think it would be cool to see that position start getting giant paydays. Like, I mean, yeah, they'll never give him as much as like a number 1 lockdown corner probably, but they still should get a big chunk of it.
Connor, you watched Gilly Lock how many years?
He was with New England for 4 years, I believe. 3,
pretty good
maybe.
player, huh?
Yeah, he won Defensive Player of the Year, and we won a Super Bowl. He had the game-winning breakup against the Jags in the AFC Championship. He had an interception against the Rams in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, he's not just like a day-to-day unbelievable player. Like, when the lights come on and it's the biggest games of the season, he's also an unbelievable player then as well.
Oh, the Colts are winning the Super Bowl! Huh?
They got a chance.
Huh? Steelers dead. Patriots dead.
Well,
Packers dead.
I don't know about that.
Whoever you're cheering for dead.
Is Matt Ryan still the
Lions dead. Bears done.
No.
Goodbye, Dolphins. I don't care how much money and effort you're doing into that whole thing. And you, Nick, the Steelers, done.
Well, let's never forget this.
Colts are winning the Super Bowl. Let's go, dude.
Patriots killed Matt Ryan. They own him, okay?
No.
Sorry, but
he was born in the dark. He is coming back, man.
Have you put a big bet on him then? If you're so confident in the Colts, you and FanDuel plus 2,700, I would imagine you throw a bunch of money in.
Well, right now I'm betting heavy on the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Check that box out
because I lost
first.
yesterday the Cardinals and Brewers.
Phillies.
Phillies.
So Pujols is really
Run the
hitting
Cubs
dingers
tonight.
still for the Cardinals.
Pujols actually
asshole,
screwed
dude,
us yesterday.
I saw
Game
Pujols?
was 0-0. Guys trying to steal third base like he's 20 years old.
Lightning
dude.
fast.
I loved it.
Albert Pujols?
Yeah, he's so fast, man. It's awesome.
He clocked in at like under 1 mile per hour. It was crazy.
He's got to be 90 fucking years old.
Oh, he's 40 plus for sure.
Trying to steal third in a 0-0.
Nobody knows how
game.
old he is.
He's still playing. What are you talking? He's in
Back with the Cardinals.
48.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That guy was a monster. Was that 15
Didn't he hit a
years
homer
ago?
opening day?
He's 42.
42. Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
What, he come into the
They don't really
MLB
know, really,
when he was
though, right?
15?
Well, a lot of people actually think that he was like 27 when they were reporting him as like 21, so he could be 50. We really don't know.
Oh, Freddie Adu type.
Bingo.
Yeah.
2001 was his first season.
Okay, well, shout out to Albert Pujols.
Yeah,
still
absolute
doing it.
legend.
Still
Legend.
doing
I
it.
love Albert
Thing kind of fucked me over yesterday, but all right, dude, you got to do what you got to do, man. Joining us now to tell us more about the Gilly Lock situation and why the Indianapolis Colts are going to win the Super Bowl and anything else going on around the NFL is the host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet, senior NFL insider for NFL Network and NFL.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Wrap-Up. Hi.
Rap Sheet!
Where are we headed? Where are we going?
What? I'm in a car.
Yeah, we know. This is becoming your new scene. Where are you headed?
I'm headed to play golf. I'm going to obviously make phone calls on the ride other than this to work besides going to play golf, but I'm currently going to play golf. And then after that, it's grind time to the draft.
So you're
That's
getting-
it. I'll lock it down after this.
So right now, you're in an Uber to the golf course?
A friend is actually driving me to the golf course right now, which is actually nice because then I have my hands free to do things like talk to you guys, which is perfect.
Hey, thank the friend, please. For
Yeah,
me.
thank you, friend. That's us. Thank you.
Good pop there. Yeah, that was a good pop. Big fan of whoever that is. We appreciate you joining us here on your way to 13 days away from the draft. What
You guys
are
at the lunch.
Listen, I'm not coming
I
after
think, I think what's important is just keeping a clear head amid the craziness. We had the craziness of the Gilmore situation. I don't know if you saw that. Stephon Gilmore signing with the Colts.
I did see that.
Some craziness going.
Let's talk about it, okay? Jim Irsay sends the jumbo jet. Was that a 757 to go pick up Stephon Gilmore? There was never a time where Stephon Gilmore was not going to play for the Colts after that jet arrived and Stephon Gilmore said, holy shit. Jim Irsay was on the thing with a guitar. Brother, welcome to the Colts. They fly out here. How locked was this in before the plane gets there, and what all happened in the visit to Indianapolis that got this finished and the deal done?
Yeah, see, what's weird in these sort of veteran situations, especially as you get further away from, really the crux of free agency, these visits are meaningful. And, for some of the lower guys, they want to go visit and they want to go talk to the coach. Like, if you're Stephon Gilmore and you take a visit somewhere, like, say, to the Indianapolis Colts, there is a pretty good chance you're signing, right? Because you know that there's a deal good enough that if you're going to go on a plane, even a private plane, then you're probably going to take the deal. So to me, what this sounded like was the Colts saying, all right, we're going to offer enough to where it's going to be worth your while. Come visit. If you like it, probably sign. So, like, I would say when it came out that he was visiting, I was pretty sure that he was signing. Like, this was his best offer. I know there's some other teams interested. Panther had some interest. Eagles had some interest. But to me, this was always about your Colts.
Okay, that's great news. This is the best team that Matt Ryan's ever had. Do the Colts have any more moves to bring in, like Jarvis Landry, or any weapons for him to throw the fucking ball to?
You think this is the best team that Matt Ryan's had?
Yes.
Interesting. They went to the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
So you're thinking Colts Super Bowl.
Yeah. I actually just went around the room and I pointed at every single person that has a rooting interest of another team and told them they're donezo because we got Gilly Lock on the squad. Now, let's go back to the question. Are they going to get him somebody to throw the fucking ball to, or are they waiting for the draft, do you think?
They've had some conversations with some guys who are available, but my sense is they're waiting for the draft. And that's one of the problems/solutions with having a draft that has so many receivers. I mean, we could see 6 receivers go in the first round or more. I mean, it's like, and it's such a weird environment in the NFL because you have teams like, the Raiders, or teams like Miami who has traded for a receiver and paid a lot of money for it. And then you have other teams like, for instance, the Green Bay Packers and the Chiefs who go, we're good. We will wait for the draft. We are going to get someone we like. And we're going to get it at a great value, and we are fine. And I think the Colts are more along the lines of, you know what, we are fine. Plus, Colts are going to run the heck out of the ball, so that already makes every receiver a little bit better anyway, because you got to defend against that.
Bingo, thank you.
Ian, are there any developments or anything you're hearing about Baker Mayfield and his whole situation?
So, since we talked last, we have seen the quotes from the podcast, and as I sort of thought, he talked plenty about football. It wasn't like just music.
This guy. I mean, out the lunch.
Yeah. Space cadet.
Yeah, we lost you.
What?
Dude. Obviously, we lost you. You're driving through.
No, hold on. I'm back. I'm back. You got me?
Well, you're getting out
This is
there
a
to that
good service
yup
area.
golf course. I mean, unbelievable, Ian. Jeez.
Come on.
No, this is a good service area. You guys got me good?
Yeah,
We
you
good?
never know. You know what I mean? That's the podcast, please. He did not talk about music in there, although I think he did probably.
He did
We didn't
a little
listen to the
bit, I
whole
think.
thing.
Yeah.
Loves music. He's a normal human. He likes music. But yeah, Baker talked a lot about football in there.
A lot about football. And you know, he identified the Seahawks as his likely team. That was a little surprising to me, I have to say, because I haven't gotten the sense at all that the Seahawks are that interested, right? I mean, I think the salary, they're definitely not interested. But they've added Drew Lock. They've added Geno Smith. They may take a quarterback in the draft because I know they've done a lot of homework. They had someone, Desmond Ridder maybe, in on Wednesday. They've done a lot of homework on these draftable quarterbacks. So to me, the Carolina Panthers seem to be the most likely spot for Baker Mayfield, or maybe a team that brings him in as a big time, high money backup who could take over like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That would make some sense to me as well.
Wow, that'd be quite a move for Baker. How pumped would he fucking be? I'm up in Tampa, and I'm getting a team after Tom is done. How long's Tom playing? What do you mean? What do you think he's...
I mean, I thought last year, the whole time, that he would retire at the end of the year, which was wrong, obviously. But I mean, right, but then wrong. And now it's sort of like, when is he actually going to be bad? Like, when? Like, he doesn't look like he's declining. His team is still stacked. I would imagine, just from a coaching standpoint, this will be very, very similar to what we saw last year with the Bucs. And Bruce Arians was involved, but, like, VA was not doing the offense. It was Leftwich and it was Brady. They should be the same, right? So, like, I don't know. Brady could play 2 more years or more. Like, I'm at the point now where I don't understand why he would stop playing.
Okay, well, I think we all are, by the way, because he took 6 weeks off and said, well, I hate this life. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
but how come when we asked you about Tom being a part of the Dolphins ownership and being Jackie Moon, you said that didn't sound feasible. Now it's being reported everywhere. Do you think that is his next stop? You think he plays out this contract with Tampa and then, boom, we're back to owning the Dolphins and playing quarterback for the Dolphins?
I will have to check on this, but I'm not sure you can actually do that. Like, I don't know that you can own a team and also play for it. In some sports, you can't. Now, would they make an exception for Brady? Maybe. But I'm not sure that you could do that. Otherwise, I mean, I think you probably know there's some owners who would make themselves the starting quarterback, right? I mean,
Jerry.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think that's why you own a team.
That's right.
Well, so let's just go back to the Brady, the report, the Dolphins thing, right? So I have not reported that. Florio has. There was another.
Ben Volen, Boston Globe.
I know it's sort of being widely talked about now. Boston Globe, yes. Oh, God. There's me again. Hold on. You guys got me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, that is actually a good action shot right there. So I do not have it good enough to report where I know that was definitely happening, right? So I know there was some interest. I know there was talk. I know one of his really good friends is a sort of part owner / maybe the heir apparent in Miami. It's just think about the things that need to happen for this to have been true, right? Brady needs to. The Bucs would have had to let him out, which I didn't get the sense they wanted to do him at all. He would have had to join the ownership. He would have had to be an executive, and then the league would have to allow him to play, and there would have had to have been a trade from the Bucs. It seems, and then they would have to trade Tua. It seems like a lot, and I don't know. To me, it seems like too much.
Okay, so you're saying it sounds like a bunch of bullshit?
I mean, I'm sure some of it is true, but I have some doubts about whether the entire thing is true.
Okay, last question from me before the boys have some, and AJ, I sure has a great question on this Good Friday. Kenny Pickett, only quarterback to visit the Lions. Is this MCDC doing his day's diligence?
No. I think it is at least a consideration.
Wow.
So Pickett visits today, and they had Malik Willis and Sam Howell, I believe, at the Senior Bowl, and then they saw the other quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl as well. So basically, at the end of all this, they will have had all the quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl or in to visit. The Lions have 2. seems early to take a quarterback, but I don't know. And they also have 32. So could the Lions leave the first round with a quarterback? Like, I think they could. And again, the 2 seems early, but we have seen this before where the whole world was convinced some quarterback was going late 1 and some team falls in love with them. We saw it with Blake Bortles. We saw it with Mitchell
Daniel Jones.
Yeah. So I would be. Yeah,
These guys are all really good players.
Good
company.
All bad quarterbacks.
No,
Whoa.
Blake Bortles took the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC Championship. The
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
We need Hutchinson.
All right.
Bortles had his moments. Trubisky, we'll see. But anyway, so what I'm saying is the Lions are 1-2. I would be surprised, but not shocked.
You look like your face was Play-Doh there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You look like the old Play-Doh face ass. When it froze up there, you really did.
Wallace and Gromit.
Your voice came through later, a little remix, sounded like Twista, came in real quick. You know?
Remix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How's your golf game going to be today? Terrible or good, do you think?
I played terrible the last time I played, so I'm hoping that I have a little bounce back performance. I'm gearing up. I got my golf trip in May, so I gotta really impress everyone with how good my golf game is. So it's time to practice.
Where are you going?
This guy.
Going to Kiowa, actually.
Ooh, no way.
The island course.
No way.
South Carolina.
Hawaii.
South Carolina.
We know. Hey, you're going to kill it out there.
Yeah.
Aloha, dude. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Raps.
That's Hawaii.
Yeah, whatever, dude. We got 9 new referees coming into the league next year because we got 9 guys retired. We got any Arch Manning-esque guys coming up the pipeline that, might change the game and not completely suck?
You mean like any Sean Hockley's coming up?
Sure.
No.
Cleet Blakeman.
But there's been a lot of referee turnover in the last 3 or 4 years. I would say more than I can remember at any other time. And it does seem like the refs are getting younger. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's what it seems like, which is good. And I don't know. I mean, the only thing that would make it better, of course, would be your PlayStation review, which I don't really see any momentum toward that.
That's because everybody's out to golf instead of worrying about the goddamn game like we are every single day.
Jeez.
Everybody's driving around
You guys are the stewards of the game, I would say.
Well, thank you. We take that honor.
Mm-hmm. Stewards.
Yes.
And we are kind of, aren't we?
We are kind of stewards of the game.
Stewart Connor,
Thank
Stewart
you.
Ty, Stewart Tone, Stewart me,
Stewart Pat.
Stewart AJ,
Stewart AJ, yeah.
Stewart Zeet,
Yeah, Stewart
What?
Stewart Dahn.
What?
Yeah. Stewart Foxy back there. Hey, good stewarding.
Squire Rapture.
Go ahead, AJ. Sorry about it. I don't know. What
Ian,
that
where's Odell Beckham Jr. going to be? Is it a guarantee he's going back to the Rams?
Coming to the Colts.
It's not a guarantee. By the way, we made some headlines with our last Odell.
Man, I started getting attacked by surgeons like, we don't know if the surgery wasn't good or not. I'm like, well, Ian literally said it wasn't. Sorry you're getting attacked for the first time ever. I'm maybe not being perfect. I understand you went to fucking school, okay? But not saying that is the normal thing, by the way. Not saying that's normal.
Right. It also doesn't mean that the surgeon did anything wrong. Sometimes surgeons don't go as well as others. Like, it's like we all, and I'm guilty too, obviously. We're all in a rush to be like, oh, surgery was a success. But they're not always successes. I mean, we've seen guys, there's Remix again. We've seen guys who struggled a year back and took a full year to get back from surgery. That happened. Then going back to Odell, I don't know if it's a slam dunk that he goes to the Rams, but they certainly seem like the leader in the clubhouse. He liked it there. I know he liked LA. I know that they know more about his medical than any other team. Their team doctor did the surgery. Other teams are interested, but that to me seems like the most likely scenario.
Go ahead, Tone.
Ian, who's going to trade for Kyler?
Yeah, that was an interesting one yesterday for my guy Tom Pelissero, right? So I'm sure the teams have been calling because what happens is anytime there's a media report, which happens plenty, teams call around, right? That's what they do. They say, oh, wow, he could be interested, and they call. I haven't got the sense that the Cardinals would want to trade him at all because think about it, before Kyler, they had Josh Rosen, and the whole thing was about, like, how am I going to get a quarterback, right? So I don't think they let him go at all. But I would imagine the teams that be interested were all the teams that are interested in Deshaun. From the Saints still need a quarterback, even though they have Jameis back. The Falcons, they have Marcus Mariota. They could get out of that deal. I mean, there's those teams, I would imagine the Carolina Panthers would have some interest. All of the same teams that are still sort of looking for a quarterback and may draft one would have some interest in Kyler. The other thing that's kind of, I would say, caught me off guard a little bit is why does Kyler want to deal so quickly? A lot of times the best comes to those who wait when the quarterback deals because some other deals could get done in front of you, then you get to leave over them. I'm surprised he's in a rush.
Yeah, well, there's 6 other quarterbacks, 6 in the last 10 years that have gotten re-upped after their third year going into their fourth year. Now, all of those guys, I believe, had won a playoff game at that point, other than Tannehill, who signed like a $90 million a year, $90 million deal with the Miami Dolphins before being released to go to the Titans. So it is not abnormal. I thought it was early too. I kept thinking like Kyler was much younger than he is, but this is a very normal time for quarterbacks that know that they're going to be the franchise's quarterback for a lot of time going forward to ask for a contract extension. We literally learned that. I learned that in the first hour here. Honestly, I just learned this.
Well, I'm not even just talking about in his career. I mean in the calendar. Because if you think about when all the other quarterback deals get done, they usually get done like, I think Wentz and Goff got done in late June. Carr a couple years back got done in July. Luck got done in July, I think July 4th actually. Josh Allen got done during training camp. I mean, that's when these deals usually get done for whatever reason. It seems like Kyler is pushing for something before the draft. And I know he wants it done, but like, what if another quarterback, like what if Lamar Jackson gets done before him? That helps his market. I'm just a little surprised that he's not wanting to wait until right up until training camp. That's what I'm saying.
We do know you have good intel from Arizona Cardinals as well.
Love them.
AJ, go ahead. Last question for old Rap Sheet while he's getting ready to go golf after the Harry Potter Museum and the Pez Dispenser Museum. Now he's golfing. We are 13 days away from a $200 million economic growth to the beautiful city of Las Vegas with the draft spectacular.
That's going to be fun.
It is good. Oh, that's when you're back.
You're going to have a blast.
Oh, wow. That's when you're back to work. Wow. Sin City. Happy Easter.
My live shot location is awesome. The background is going to be the Strip. I'm going to be in a suite at the Cosmo. It's going to be where I'm on TV from during the draft. It's going to look baller.
Sipping martinis.
Wow. You know where we'll be?
In Vegas next to me?
No. In
front of the Bellagio steps next to our set?
No. Would have been cool actually to put ourselves in front of those fountains. Next time it's in Vegas. Next time it's in Vegas. We'll be right here. Draft Spectacular. You're our competition.
Yeah.
Okay, on draft night. It's our biggest night of the year. It's our biggest show we have. We have no idea why. We don't know shit about any of these people. We got massive guests this year. Though. Hey, locked in Rappaport. We got big time guests. I think we're even going to have a couple War Room calls.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think we're going to have some
Seriously?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're going all in here for this Draft Spectacular. Might even have AJ Hawk in studio.
What?
Yeah, maybe.
He's going to fly out there? Wow.
No, drive probably.
Drive
probably.
Going down, Rap Sheet.
He's got to be dad there.
Ian, hey, last thing for me, be careful out in Vegas. I heard from a former guest here on the show. It's not the same as it once was, but who's going to be the number 1 overall pick?
2 years ago.
I would say if I had to guess right now, probably Aiden Hutchinson. But I do not say that's a lock.
You're not.
I don't know that's a lock. Travon Walker is a pass rusher who I would say is gaining some steam.
That's it.
Some others in consideration. My guess would be defense rather than offense, rather than tackle right now, just from where they are as a team. I'd say Hutchinson would be the smartest and safest, but sometimes teams are like, with the number 1 pick, I need to get the best ceiling. I need to hit this out of the park. So I would say Hutchinson right now, but it's going to be interesting to see what if they take the triple, or if they say I'm going to just go to the most athletic player I could find.
So it's fascinating because a lot of people have put over how athletic Aiden Hutchinson is as well, because that's kind of been lost in this entire conversation. And Darius Butler then mentioned about how, there's egos on coaches as well. So like if they think that the bigger upside is on, Travon Walker for whatever reason, we're not saying it, they're asking their coaches like, hey, what do you think you could do? And they're like, we could do blah, blah, blah. We can get blah, blah, blah. We can make him into something bigger. But we're also in the middle of smokescreen season and you're about to golf. So what the fuck do you know? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
But Darius is right, though, as he usually is. because when coaches, all these GMs and evaluators would do the rankings, whatever, then the coaches get involved, and it's like, okay, well, this one thing that makes him someone we can't take, I can fix this. And coaches get involved, and I'm not saying it skews the process, but it skews the process a little bit.
Yeah,
it's an easy way to make mistakes.
Well, and also it might make them feel a lot better about who they're taking. And, I guess 5 years from now, we'll find out if any decision's made right. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these dudes are going to stink.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but
half.
Probably more than that, right?
First round is half, but yeah, later in the first round, later than that, it's not a good percentage. Not a good percentage.
That's what. So we make a big to-do. This is just like the high school kids that are on TV picking hats. You have not done a fucking thing. It is hard for me to have any appreciation. But I would do the same thing if I was you. So I can't knock it too hard. Feels like that's what the draft is. A lot of comparisons. Oh, this is the next Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a faster Keenan Allen. It's whoa, what are we even talking about? We'll see if they can make it. We hope they all do. We hope everybody gets $1 billion, including you. Hope you shoot, under 90 today.
Yeah, breaking 90 where I'm going to go play, it would be fantastic.
A hundo. You're saying we're going 120, 115?
It could be a little ugly. I'm not going to lie. We'll see.
So do you like golf still, even though you 120, 130, you're still enjoying it?
I'll let you know at about 8 o'clock today. This might take me for a little ride.
Are you walking?
36?
We're walking. We're going to play Bethpage Black.
Oh, you got no shot. No shot.
We're going to walk, and by the 16th hole, I think it's the 16th tee, which is up a big hill, and you really want to just drop down and roll down the hill and fall asleep. So hopefully I'm.
Well, there we go.
There it is.
Makes sense. Hey, thank you, Ian Rappaport.
Hey,
He's walking Bethpage Black today.
Good luck.
Take him
I
18
believe that was the
hours.
highest U.S. Open of all time as far as score was called.
Well, we are 13 days away from the draft. What is this guy doing?
He's a clown.
What is his deal?
He's going to black out after the round, too, which makes it even worse.
Oh, so he's off tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Hangover day.
Don't expect any news out of Ian for what, until Tuesday?
Yeah, probably.
I'd say Friday.
Celebrating Easter then.
Maybe he was doing weird this morning, hey, will some news fucking happen?
Yeah.
Said he's gonna be making more calls on the drive to the thing. That's got to be fun being his buddy, and Ian's got earbuds in making calls the whole time.
Diggs, back to your point. These people that have been doing the daily sports thing for however many, DP and them, Dan Patrick and them, they've been doing it for what, 15 years, 10 years? However long it's been? How?
Stewards.
Today we signed Gilly Lock. We talked about it for what, 40 minutes already?
Yeah.
What? Okay. All right. Tomorrow's sweet.
Talking about baseball a lot today.
Baseball, dude. I had a bat out. Anytime I have the bat or the ball out. This thing, I had to wipe dust off this from last year. Jeez.
Hey, isn't the USFL or XFL starting this weekend?
It is.
USFL, which I was presented an opportunity to maybe kick in.
Oh, let's go. Are you playing this weekend?
No, I gracefully turned him down with saying that was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. But big brain people, obviously.
Of course.
We'll have TJ Lang in the third hour. Can't wait to chat with him, AJ. Can't wait to chat with TJ Lang.
Oh, TJ's a great personality. He's very close with the Detroit Lions organization.
Yep. And the draft is supposed to bring $200 million. Yeah. You got Kenny Pickett on a visit. 3 picks in the top 38.
34.
34.
Whoa.
So they got 32 and 34?
Yeah.
So they got 2, 32, and 34. Yes. That sounds like a potential bundler there, the 32 and 34.
Yeah. Go up.
1-2.
4 Aiden Hutchinson.
Get Walker in.
No, Aiden Hutchinson's going to be gone. I'm talking about you getting to 9 or 10 maybe if you wanted to.
Oh.
Right, if you bundle 32 and 34, you probably get up to the low teens maybe.
Pickett's still there,
Jimmy
maybe?
Johnson chart. Let me see.
Jimmy Johnson's chart is still
Maybe
there.
late teens, you think? You think you get up? You can't get in the top 10 with 32. Or
Someone trying
32
to
and 34 and then a 4 and a 6 or something like
maybe.
that.
Who do you want to get back there for, though?
Well, I don't know. Jerry Jones said, this is a draft I want to trade up in. Everybody else is saying they want to trade back. He's like, I fucking want to go up. But I see a lot of stars, a lot of cowboys out there running fucking routes. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. A cowboy, a person of interest in a murder.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Bad news.
That came out at midnight last night via Ari Mirov. I don't know where he learned it from. But the Cowboys have allegedly said, hey, go ahead and be completely cooperative. They feel as if He didn't do anything, but he might have been wrong place, wrong time, and might know some information, is what the Dallas PD, I believe, is wondering. A second-round pick last year, Kevin Joseph, was at a bar when a fight broke out, and then that carried outside whenever shots were fired and somebody ended up dead. So who knows what that whole thing, that was dropped at midnight. That's news to talk about, but how incredibly depressing is that?
Yeah.
Very.
I don't want to talk about that.
No.
We're back and forth talking about different stuff. We'll see you then. Play legend, Al Michaels.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
You know, I decided to dress for success.
Hello and welcome to Office Championship Wrestling live in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tonight we have a straight to hell match in which the devil will battle against our office wrestler, Dylan Boston. You might be wondering how we got here. Let's find out right now.
And now we have to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, no big deal. Classic trial by combat situation. We got our champion, Dylan Bostic. All he's got to do, win the match, 1, 2, 3, and we're home safe.
The only man that would take the job to protect us from the devil himself, Dylan Bostic.
Like you mentioned, Pat, there's probably about 5 or 6 other guys we'd rather have in this position, but we'll take Bostic, I guess.
Not only are all of our souls on the line, the Office Championship Wrestling Championship presented by Natural Light is also on the line.
Jesus, the devil's trying to put Bostic right to hell!
I do not want to go to hell!
No!
Don't do it!
Good God, no! Come on, Bostic, Pat!
Oh, no! Oh, my...
I'll see you in hell, Pat. The goddamn Easter Bunny's out here! What the hell's he doing here?
The Easter Bunny is obviously here to help Dylan Bostic. Wait a minute. No!
No!
The Easter Bunny's been on the devil's side this whole time. Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
What the hell's Jesus Christ doing here?
The power of Christ is compelling Dylan Bostic.
Look at this, Pat! Jesus Christ is bringing Bostic back to life! Jesus is going insane! And now Bostic's kicking wholesale ass in the ring!
Jesus Christ has come to help Dylan Bostic defeat the devil and defeat the Easter Bunny. What's going to happen here?
Good God Almighty, it looks like he's going up in the scissor lift!
Jesus is lifting the scissor lift! Jesus is now telling Bostic to come down.
Don't do it, Bostic! Don't do it! Oh my God!
Oh,
Bostic's dead! He's dead! You can't tell from home, but that scissor lift is about 8 stories up, Pat!
80 feet in the air! Oh, wait! He's tuning up the bed! The devil!
Super kick! Into the casket! The devil goes down! The devil goes down!
He shuts the casket!
Straight
back to hell! The devil goes straight back to hell, where he belongs!
With the assist from Jesus Christ of Nazareth!
Dylan Bostic saves the PMI office's souls and wins the OCW Championship right here on our first OCW Straight to Hell.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Put that capo on.
Something?
No, I was going to let you lead the way, and then we were going to sing our song that we practiced.
What do you guys sing?
It's our song, Aaron. Go ahead.
Our song?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I was just about to get into it. It's Tuesday. They say is that. Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here. This hour is coming to an end, and what is
sweet?
That is pretty sweet, wasn't it, AJ?
It's like a little alien spaceship like noise in between.
Yeah,
It's from DJ Griff. Shout out to DJ Griff. I don't know what he's up to, but happy Easter to him. Happy Feel Good Friday. Happy Jackie Robinson Day to him. Happy Boston Day.
Hell yeah.
Happy Everything Day to everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic one. Ian Rappaport's about to golf on the most difficult course in America.
Yes, hardest course in the world.
There's actually warning signs that say this is not for basic ass golfers. And I would assume by the way Ian was talking, he's a pretty big basic ass golfer.
Yeah.
He might put up 200 today and might end up in an ice tub afterwards. I guess this is a tough course.
If I remember correctly, there are a couple par fours out there that are like 630 yards too. So
Well, the thing about Ian is he's got a big stick.
He does.
You know what I mean? Big iron player because how good his driver is, AJ. You know what I mean?
Has he been into golf for a long time, or is this something new?
I'm not sure because if you're just scoring in the 120s constantly, I don't know how you can continue to go back out there. Now, Bruce was doing that for like 4 or 5 weeks straight.
Yeah, but that was when he first started playing.
Literally just learned golf, and he was scoring like 150, 130, and he was like, I love it. I'm like, how? How are you going out there? But then he gets better. I never really understood the people that can continue to go. We knew a guy who was shooting like 27 holes a day, and he was scoring like 150 each day.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
It's like, how are you still doing it? Like
It's the old cliche that you always say. I hit this one shot on 17, this pure 7-iron, and that's the shot that keeps me coming back.
But I don't think you're ever hitting that with 150s.
No. If you're shooting 150, I don't know if you're hitting a solid shot, maybe.
But I'm happy for him. Whatever makes him happy.
Look at it.
With that being said, 13 days away from the draft. Let's maybe be on the horn a little bit more.
Here we go.
Let's pound the phones.
What?
Let's pound the pavement. Let's learn some more information so that shows have to go live every single day, have some stuff to talk about. With that being said, big breaking news coming in the next hour.
Oh!
See you then. It's going to be great, dude. Nailed it. The dude was right on the thing. We don't have any breaking news.
No.
There's a chance it might happen, though, AJ.
What time is Tej?
Tej is on 1:20 Eastern.
Nice.
Paul George, breaking news.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that on the other side. That is big because we got to have a T. Yes.
Here we go.
All right.
Boom.
Everybody be a friend, tell a friend, okay? Because we're going on like a 5-minute break. When we get back, Season 3, Episode 3 of Tone's Tasty Tournament Talk.
Yeah! Woo!
Tony Buckets T4.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, dude. Big games tonight, AJ. Big games tonight.
I mean, believe me, I'm very happy to hear that we're doing another one.
Bigger games tomorrow.
Even better.
Both of them?
Yeah.
The biggest game is on Sunday. Maybe you should have a little respect for fucking Jesus
The
Christ.
teams that
man.
win tonight.
Celtics.
Teams that win tonight aren't going to fucking do it.
All right, God bless, okay?
God bless.
We'll see T4 in the next hour. We'll see you then in about 5 minutes. AJ, you're the best, dude. See ya. We are live in the home of the Trashers, alongside two of the greatest Pisons of all time, AJ and Jimmy Galante. What the fuck is International Ice Wars, and why is this going to be the most electrifying thing of all time?
This is a brand new sport. I figured we'd just cut out the middleman of the hockey, and we bring in just a hockey fight.
Since we have one of the most famous Italian families in American history, I would like to clarify some things. Am I allowed to just do this randomly?
Anytime
Yeah, why not?
Don't worry about it.
Hockey. Let's get rid of the puck. Let's get rid of the stick. Let's just have these two Goliaths fight each other. Is this what hockey is in the future, you think?
Pat, there's an old adage that people say, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out, and I think this is what we have here. You guys have captured the essence of it.
Hey! Am I allowed to emoji with both hands? Am I allowed to do this?
You can do whatever you want.
Whatever I want?
You do whatever you want.
How many fights May 21st?
We have an 8-man heavyweight tournament on May 21st. We have 2 weight divisions, 200 and up and 199 and down.
Am I allowed to do the hey, how's the mozzarella? You know, this thing is all upset. Look, he's getting tight over there. Hey, what's going on with the mozzarella? Hey, can I get the little Vaseline? Hey, a little gabagool. Am I allowed to do that?
I have no problem.
AJ?
Yeah, I like it.
How you doing?
The thing I think people will like is it's hard to sit through 10, 12 rounds of boxing.
I get tired doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Each fight is 2 1-minute rounds.
There's a thing that rhymes with a certain brand of pop.
believe it's called Faygo Pop.
What kind of pop?
It's Faygo with an
Okay,
F.
yeah.
If I was to substitute that F, put a
I
D
see
in
what
it,
you're doing. Yeah.
am I allowed to, hey, what's going on? Look at us. Word. Am I allowed to say that?
I don't care.
Look at us.
Are we gonna pop the tops off? Or are we going bare knuckle?
They're wearing full hockey gear,
Okay.
helmet down to skates, but they do wear 4-ounce MMA style gloves.
Intros, how are intros?
I think it's going to be very WrestleMania-esque.
Pyro?
Yes, very WrestleMania-esque.
Hey, are you going to be in there just throwing money at the winner?
I would love to be able to go to Canada, but I'm not allowed in the country.
Because of. Hey, you fucking have nothing to say over there. Life just got so much better.
Do whatever you want.
Hey. What does the winner get? A title belt?
Oh, no. King of the ring, you get a crown.
Who is the judges?
The judges are going to be either current or previous hockey enforcers who know what to look for, rather than randoms like in boxing who've never boxed.
Do you plan on any ex-NHL goons getting in?
Hey, we'd love to if they're not scared.
Hey, come get a couple stick taps.
There's a lot of NHL guys that are super excited for this.
How do we know that the judges aren't gonna be paid off?
Yeah, because, you know,
to curb the people that may be some prejudice because of our front office staff, we have 5 judges per fight instead of 3. So it's easy to pull one guy out, but with 5 it's a little more difficult, so just in case. And here's the best part, if one of the judges is a current fighter, okay? If we have a fight and you lose on the cards and you don't like it, you call out a judge for the next Ice Wars and fight them.
Shouldn't that be how life is a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah. If it goes to a draw, it goes to an immediate 30-second icebreaker round on site. If the ref raises 2 hands, it's on site 30 seconds. Battle it out for the winner.
Let's go. Who will get the crown? We find out May 21st on Fight TV. Tickets go on sale first week of April. I see your hoodie.
Yes. You make sure AJ Hawk knows that you are a real Italian because I said so. And if he's got a problem, tell him to call me.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. AJ Hawk to my left, the toxic table in front of me. Tone Diggs is here, all the boys in the back. It's a feel-good Friday. Let's go! Yeah! A little bit different that time, AJ, you know, because the hours are a little bit messed up because Sirius is here in hour 2, but hour 1's hour 3. And we're in hour 3 right now.
Hell.
So, kind of a fascinating thing, AJ. This is your last hour with us today for sure, for certain. A lot of things kicking off in the NFL world today. Stephon Gilmore, now a member of the Indianapolis Colts. AJ, quick reaction, quick thoughts. That means Colts are winning the Super Bowl?
I'm not ready to go out on a limb and say that just yet, but I think this is a great signing for the Colts, and I think it's awesome that Mr. Irsay sent his giant plane there to get Gilmore.
Well, I'm thankful for that, too. I see some other programs send planes to pick people up, and I feel so bougie saying this, like, to certain planes, but, like, some of those planes are shit planes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I would not have... You're feeling a lot of wind on that plane. Hey, that plane right there, you are feeling the clouds.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, Urban, same plane.
Would you rather that, or would you rather them to send you a Southwest ticket and say, hey, we took care of you, we got you an A group?
Well, if it's A1 or A10, because
Chicago.
A1 is normally A10, A8 naturally.
Yeah.
Because all the pre-board, so like
Yeah, the
depends.
kids. Yeah, they let kids on first and elderly and all that.
Well, and people that game it a little bit. It feels like there's people that are gaming a little bit.
Really?
Sky Miles, 1,000-mile
A
platinum.
couple times felt like it was a bunch of bullshit there. I thought I was going to get the super leg one,
Sure.
on the back by the fire exit or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no, you'll never get that.
I was A1.
Doesn't matter.
I paid a lot for that.
Yeah.
Everybody's flying real cheap on Southwest except for me. I'm like, nah, I just got my knees done. I need the extendo one or whatever. I'm going to go A1. Got it. Checked in, did the whole thing like you're supposed to. 45 people got on the plane before I fucking even could stand up. I'm like, what are we doing?
Now the babies, please come on.
Bro, yeah, if you were pregnant, come on. If you think you might be pregnant, come on. If you have 2 kids at home, not flying, it's your first time away from the house, fucking come on.
If you ate spaghetti before this, please
I'm like,
come on.
Jeez, Louise.
Now boarding doofuses, man.
Dude.
Now board.
I could fit in that one, I think. I mean, I think that's when I got in. It was just like unbelievable. So, but yeah, I think, send me the one that the owner's flying on if you're going to send me a plane. If not, I'll fly commercial and put me in first class because it'll probably be a much better experience than holding on for dear life in that tiny fucking plane that you're flying in right there. And other people handle it better. You are okay with just feeling sick and doing the whole thing. We've had numerous conversations about that.
I mean, I'm not fine. I get sick no matter what the plane is if it gets super choppy, but I'm not scared of small airplanes.
I am.
Big time.
Because, first I was afraid.
Yeah.
There we go.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
All right.
Saw
Cardinals.
that coming so far.
Who did?
Whoa.
Who did? No,
I really wanted you to finish, though. It's a good song.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Not a bad song to put in if you have to sing in front of a group of people, by the way.
Ooh. Go all sing.
Yeah, bingo. Ain't no mountain. There's another one.
Yeah.
Everybody will jump in. I used to tell the rookie kickers and punters, when they have to sing in front of the thing. I'm like, all you got to do, just a little bit of energy, just a little bit of spice there. Ain't no mountain high. Boom. Everybody will just sing with you. Now you're leading a chorus almost. You're not singing alone. And then you just fucking drift back in there. Somebody else goes up and they'll read some spoken word that they wrote.
There we go.
Oh, no.
And they will get.
That's not real.
That happened.
Absolute
that happened in
banger.
ours.
Like slam poetry or what was it?
Yes, dude, it happened. I'm telling you. It was
Did
hilarious.
people get into it?
No! What are you talking about?
What?
Bro, no way. Cause
Is that person the most confident human alive?
has to be. And also has to think that their story is so abnormal to the room that they are speaking to. And, have to be uber confident. And there's a lot of things in there that were, obviously we understand that you've gone through some things to get here. We appreciate that. But also, this is not what this whole segment of the program here and that is just strictly to bring energy. You're either getting booed or you're getting cheered. It's one or the other. And it's just we appreciate your service up there. So there was, one person did it and it was, it was kind of an awkward, all right. And then the next day, somebody did it again. And boy, it was, nope, this is not how it goes. That was stopped by, not me. By the way, there's people behind me that were, started saying some stuff, and those moments were awesome.
Wait, was it not meant to be humorous?
No, this was a super.
That's not really the setting to try to give your life story in a poem.
We know.
Yeah, preaching to the choir.
We all felt the exact same way. Yeah, think about how uncomfortable that was the first time it happened. What?
For the person doing it, didn't they feel uncomfortable?
No, they nailed it.
I respect it. I respect being able to do that and not even have it doesn't even affect you all the people that despise it.
Yeah, well, I mean, not being able to read the room, I think kind of let us know. Guy probably not gonna make the team.
Yeah,
self-awareness not that great. Who knows how he was? A great football player, probably in college, wherever he was. But when he did that, he did not earn over any friends in the locker room. Nobody. I don't think anybody. And then the next night it happened again, and it had to get stopped. But all you got to do is just sing a banger real quick with some energy, and everybody sings. And that's, I don't know. Does any other profession do that? No way, right? No other profession.
They do stuff. I mean, they do all kind of stuff to almost haze young guys.
You guys
I don't know if they do
karaoke,
that.
or is there corporate part? We went to a. Me and Fox
Baseball does cool stuff.
Baseball players.
Was it Buck Showalter who said one dude had a couple monkeys pitching batting practice?
That'd be sweet.
Buck Showalter, maybe recently. I saw that clip a week or two ago, and they were asking, "Hey, what's the coolest rookie thing or whatever?" And he said he brought a couple monkeys out, and they legit were throwing BP.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
That's a cool thing. Like, I wish more people knew that about baseball.
It was
like me,
Buck.
I probably would have liked it more. It was Buck Showalter. By the way, every time you say "was that," we know you know.
Nice job, AJ.
Yeah, baby AJ.
I'm not 100% sure it was Buck Showalter.
Sure.
Nah, but it's normally like with something super toxic. This was not. This was actually like super cool. And like we're hearing about monkeys throwing 87.
Yeah,
Right.
They also had the bat too. They also took BP as well.
Did they really? See, this is what I'm talking about. From turns out, in my ear, update on the story, they were later fined heavily by the health department for having these monkeys working for them that day.
Having fun.
Just
Good morale boost.
That's
huh?
a monkey business.
Yeah, it is. Monkey Business, that documentary, you guys should watch it, man.
Hell yeah.
You should, hey, they are us, dude. You hear me? I know it's not a good time to say this. Happy Easter, but like, hey, it is.
Wait, this is not just the macaques?
It is.
Happy Easter.
Bro, like the orangutans, okay? The orangutans, and then like the big gorillas. I don't know the
Silverback.
What about the chimps? The chimps are what should be similar.
But they it's unbelievable. Like, watching them just operate, like just walk down like a river and then like wash something and then like walk up to and then climb a tree and their whole family's just hanging out there and they're like 6 foot tall, 6 foot tall. It's like, holy shit. Like, that's unbelievable. I go down here to the Indianapolis Zoo exhibit. They got these brand new orangutans, okay? Rocky, most famous orangutan on earth. He was in a music video with Fergie.
Whoa.
Yeah. Follow up, he was the one that did the draft announcement. The same class I probably should have done. Took my spot. Robert Mathis retires. Joe Wrights retires. I retire. At the draft, Robert Mathis announces a pick. Joe Wrights announces a pick. And then fucking Rocky, the new orangutan at the Indianapolis Zoo, announces a pick.
Come on.
Okay, so that actually happened. Rocky, super famous orangutan.
Yeah.
All right, this motherfucker was good. Not that great. Kind of blew the pick, to be honest.
Whoa.
They were trying to tell him, hey, you got to fucking push one of the things. He was kind of on his own time because that motherfucker's been there, done that, by the way.
Wait, was he in a cage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They wanted him to push an iPad button for the pick, and it was on his time. You know, they were like telling him.
Oh, so they were just trying to promote the zoo.
Yes, because it was a brand new exhibit, the orangutans. And a lot of people would think that I would hold a little bit of hate towards Rocky. I did not. Like, it wasn't Rocky's fault that Rocky was selected to do that over me. But I was kind of, I did find a little joy in him fucking it up. Sure. I kind of did feel a little bit of that. Yeah. But then I went down to the orangutan exhibit to see him. Me and Rocky made eye contact. He was sitting in there, just sitting down. They got this glassed-in area. There's a couple ropes in there and then some spots for him to sit in, and then that's about it. Me and Rocky made eye contact. He just pooped all over the place while we were making eye contact, turned around and walked away. It was like he told me, like, hey, I fucking hate this, dude.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there he is.
I mean, he looks so happy.
No way.
so
he
sad.
picked Zach Banner.
Yeah, Chris Ballard actually wanted somebody else. Rocky. Rocky scrolled.
Rocky looks miserable.
Does.
Why is Rocky such a famous orangutan?
I think because he's incredibly smart and intelligent.
It's also the saddest orangutan in the country, right?
He's not the only one, I think. I've seen some of the other ones in there.
There's another one. Wait till you go in the summer. There is a box directly in the sunlight, and they just make him cook all day. And you could tell this guy is not a fan of what's going on. Been at the Indianapolis Zoo many times. Many times. I feel so goddamn.
Why do they make him cook?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's hot as hell, and he's just in this box, just laying there.
No way.
I did not expect you to lay it out the way you just did. But that's real. The Indianapolis Zoo is incredible. It is a very, very, very nice zoo. Very nice zoo.
It is really cool that they fly above you, though. They fucking...
Yeah, there's cool exhibits in there. The orangutan exhibit, though, is its own thing. And it's hard not to see, like, when you look at them, their two eyes, their hands, it's like, and then you see them just sitting there, and it's hard not to think. With other animals, and I understand zoos have a very important job for, like, keeping animals alive and extending them and research and learning and everything like that. And I'm not saying that every animal has a terrible time in there. I think a lot of animals are pumped to be in the zoo, and I'm not saying that about the zoo as a whole. But there is some questions, especially when I see something that looks exactly like me with the same two fucking eyes I have, and it is just telling me everything I need to know with its eyes. And I don't think like a tiger can look at you. Look, I mean, he's smiling there, I think, right? He looks pumped.
Yeah, it looks ecstatic.
But it is tough to look at something that's so similar to you, just locked in there, and then, like a tiger you make eye contact with, you're like, maybe, but we also don't know.
Yeah.
But the orangutan is like, you're looking at like a homie, and it's like, oh, I'm stuck in here. I just pooped all over the place. I'm
so sorry.
I'm just going to walk out of here now. Okay? Fuck off, dude. I think they do need to give him a couple more toys, maybe.
Yeah,
Some more stuff to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's 8 feet tall, and they got him in a 4 square foot box that he has to lay in all day. I wanted to bring him with Donato's Pizza. Like, can I get anything for you, dude? Fucking,
Bro, we'll bring you some piping hot breadsticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Fazolinis, dude. They're awesome. All right, let's talk about something that is very important and something we will all hopefully make money off of. Because there is big-time basketball to be played tonight in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, there was playing games a couple days ago, but those weren't actually playing games. So those were games that if you lost, it was okay. You still had another opportunity. But if you won, you were in.
Yeah.
Tonight is win and you're in, lose and you're gone. Right?
Yeah.
And to break that all down, AJ, it is the sports show that has been captivating the entire globe. I'm talking about every single point of the earth has listened in. Even that whale that's playing rugby up there in Antarctica. Okay, Vladimir, the beluga whale up there in Antarctica playing rugby with a couple boaters. That particular, look at this fucking whale, wild whale. Here's a rugby ball. What? Go get it. What? Run a go route.
Go ahead.
What? Go underwater. What? Retrieve the ball. What a catch. Oh, didn't complete the catch, though. Oh, no. I think that's an incompletion there in our rules. I don't know about rugby. I don't think Vladimir's had stopped. So I believe the forward momentum is still going in rugby. That's I think we have to fully stop them. But yeah, then this son of a bitch just brings it right back to the dude, or right back to the boat. Is that not insane? How many times have they done this? This whale is fucking awesome. Yeah. And I think it's out in the wild as well.
Beluga.
I mean, you would think this is the first time, or do they just keep driving around and finding this guy?
I don't know. And do they do a bird call, like a ready, hurt? Like,
Vlad.
You think they do like a huddle? Huddle. So they run a couple of routes, with
those are the ones they track and they re-release when they're like young. They have them when they're young, and they release them. They keep them tracked the whole time, so they know where they're at all times.
Hey, no spoilers at all. What was that movie when we were kids? Willie.
Free Willy.
When Willie went wild.
Yeah.
When Willie went wild. That was emotional, by the way.
Oh yeah, very sad movie.
I think that movie actually was the reason why I never watched any other movie that had any feelings in it. Because I was like, I'm not doing that ever again. So I just give me all the dumb happy ones. Give me all the dumb happy ones. That's all I'm going to watch for the rest of my life.
That makes sense.
Man, I was torn up about that. That fucking kid though was really
Did he
good.
jump the wall to go wild? Or
Yeah.
Taught him.
Spoiler.
Happened in Finding Nemo too.
But real quick though, not good, right? To survive in the wild, what is the rules on the whole?
Willie was.
Oh yeah, you can't release a domesticated whale into the wild; they will die.
Willie was.
Really? What about our dolphins though? I've heard our Navy SEALs got dolphins out there.
Oh yeah, they do.
And Willie was wild before he was. So he was just.
I've heard we have Navy SEAL dolphins.
I think we do.
Yeah,
Dolphins are mean.
They check for sea moths.
Communicate with.
So they have to bring them in and train them then, right?
Yeah, they're mean because they beat off all the time.
They
the
will.
Navy SEALs or the Dolphins?
That's why Tyson Fury is so good at boxing.
Dolphins. They will have sex.
Tyson Fury said that's why he's so good at fighting. 7 times a day.
Yeah, yanking his crank.
Both of them. He said
They're the horniest
Same
mammals.
with dolphins.
Same dolphin. That's probably why they're so good at protecting our boats out there.
Yeah.
And their brains are so big.
Big old brains.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, back to what we were talking about. That beluga whale has probably heard about this show that has captivated the globe.
Yep.
It is already in its 3rd season. And I'll tell you what, not its best season, but it is a good season.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Episode 3 of T4 Tony Bucket's Tasty Tournament Time. Hey! Happy Easter, Tone.
Pat, you were correct. Tonight's games, the winners become the 8 seed. This is for all the marbles because, as we know, the 8 seed will get in and most likely then lose in 4 games. So these are very, very important tonight. The Atlanta Hawks are 2-point favorites. They're going to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow.
Hawks, much more of a hot team coming into this game. The Cavs have dwindled to down the stretch of the season.
Young team, I hear.
They are a very young team for the Cavs. You heard correct. We'll be going with the Hawks in this.
Let's go, Trey.
Let's
go, Trey.
Superstar.
Trey did this thing he was saying, hey, you guys are too small, and then somebody on the internet put LaMelo in there, but that couldn't have been LaMelo because LaMelo was smoking blunts on his porch.
Chiefing.
Hey, shout out to him, by the way. It's the off season.
Did he put that out?
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know.
That's awesome.
As I was watching, I was trying to figure out what the purpose of the video was for. Like, was it just a flex that he was smoking? Was it a scent to somebody? I'm not 100% sure. Either way, fucking love it. Love everything about it.
Backwood.
This guy living.
Blunts aren't good for your lungs of basketball.
Yeah, a bunch of top pre-rolls are around. I mean, a lot of big stuff going on those.
Addicted to tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you stop smoking it, you will get the nicotine thing.
Yep.
Yeah, because you were addicted to the wrap. We all had our run. I mean, he'll get there someday.
Yeah.
He's
Young kid.
He's young dude. Anyways, let's get back to teams. Trey Young, we're betting on Trey. They beat the hell out of the Hornets, and that's why that smoke session.
Speaking of basketball, the other game tonight was set up to be a real doozy. Pelicans were going to the Clips.
No Zion or Zion?
No, I don't think Zion's been cleared yet.
Dude, he did another sick dunk.
360 windmill. Easy too.
You see this shit, AJ?
Of course I did. I don't understand what's going on,
bro. And they're talking to us like I'm dumb. Like people are sending me tweets like I'm dumb for asking why. If he can do this, why can't he play? It's like in football they say like, all right, can you get your hands out here to block? Yeah, all right, well, you can get through it. You can make it work.
And you test. You know, if you're hurt, you're coming into a game, they're like, oh, well, they're going to test like the morning of the game. If you could do anything remotely like resembling football and you want to play, you're going to play.
In most positions, yes. In most positions, no matter if you, like, hey, can you get your arm up high enough? Yeah, like right here. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, he's up.
But what could you, if Zion can do that dunk, what can he not do yet physically?
Exactly.
I'm so confused. And if it's cardio, just play him for fucking 3 minutes. That's what you're doing anyways. Yeah. What do we even, we might just not understand the entire, like, process of basketball. Like, because they acted like the 1-on-9, 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5. Like, they were acting as if that was just a known thing. Like, Sham said it. Other people had tweeted it to me in the basketball world. I'm like, what? I don't fucking understand. Like, if he can give you 5 good minutes, what are we not? Why? He's like a triple-double king right now.
It's a sudden death game, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did the Pelicans put that out, that tweet?
No.
No, Cassidy Hubbard.
Yeah. Thank you, Cassidy.
It makes no sense.
What the fuck?
It makes
and
no
were we
sense.
the only people asking questions? Are we the only ones that haven't given up hope on Zion Williamson, a man that we've seen grow up on the internet dunking on people since he was like 11 years old? Come on.
Am I crazy for thinking, and D-Butt said this about Baker yesterday, it's hard to keep a player out of the game if he wants to play, okay? And if he's a guy, and if he was the number 1 overall pick. If Zion wanted to play, wouldn't it be hard to keep him out of the game?
Is Zion the one posting these videos, though?
There's people, though. Think about basketball superstars. It's such like an individual thing. There's got to be a team around him. It's like, hey, we got to think about you having a 15, 20-year career. And they're trying to say, this year, you guys aren't going to win it all. Why would you risk it?
Especially with number 1 picks. Like, the Sixers have sat guys for an entire year before.
But they're in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs not mean anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, imagine if starting at power forward out of Duke. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'd be so pumped for him.
Yeah. I think the bigger reason too is to Tony's point, like they're probably gonna get swept in the first round no matter what.
Oh yeah, because you said the 8 seeds. Whoever wins tonight. Congrats, you get 4 more games.
Against the best team.
That aren't gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, we have breaking news in that game.
What?
We have
Zion's playing.
No.
What?
Whoa.
Bad breaking news. That would be good breaking news. This is bad breaking news.
What?
T4 only.
Clippers were -4 this morning. They're now +1.5.
What happened?
Paul George is out.
Oh no, he was back, right? He was all the way back.
Health and safety protocols.
What's that mean?
I assume it means COVID.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
He got tested?
That's
freaking LA.
What is this? America?
Well, they extended the mask mandate, I guess.
On planes. He ain't flying.
So he must have had symptoms and got tested then, right?
I thought this was America.
I thought it was.
No, that's what I'm saying though. But in America, the planes, people are still being forced to wear masks.
They thought he was going to take off and jump too high tonight. Test him.
What happened, dude? I thought we beat this thing, dude.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
Ballmer must be pissed.
Oh.
Are the fans getting tested?
No.
Like nobody, like I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody because I assume there's people that feel very differently than me. But nowadays, people are just fucking living, right? Isn't that happening? I was just in Dallas I thought people were just.
Fauci said that. Fauci said like we have to make our own decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fauci said that when?
Fauci said something about it's in everybody else. Like everyone kind of has to assess their own risk.
Fauci said that.
Yeah.
Tony.
When?
A couple days ago, I think.
Fauci's
Maybe a week
back.
ago.
Fauci's back.
Fauci's back.
I don't think he was trying to
Fauci's back.
open it up or anything.
Fauci's back. What? He just said it. We're back. Fauci's back. We know that. Is Fauci back? Up? How come we didn't hear about this from Gilmore?
This is not confirmed. That's why he never said that.
Oh, this is a meme on the internet, AJ. No.
Two different sources.
You're a part of the problem.
Look it up. Look it up, bud.
You're a part of the problem, dude. This guy reading memes on the internet.
Right, there's 19 of you over there. Somebody's had to see it.
19. Jeez Louise.
You
We're not
watch
that good of
highlights.
a business. What was that?
I mean, this guy's watching highlights, not the film. It sounds like.
Yeah.
You're right. I only watch Fauci highlights.
Sure.
But was this even a highlight?
Yeah.
This would be a highlight.
This would be a major
Happened
highlight.
like a week.
All right, T4, great episode.
Yeah.
Who are we betting on that game, by the way?
I feel like you have to go McCollum in that situation. Have to go Pels.
CJ's a dog, by the way.
Dog.
Oh, yeah. He was on.
Hey, he started the game. Did you see how he started the game with that layup from
Yes.
like the side of the? He looked awesome.
27 in the first half.
Yeah, he looked.
I
Very
do have to get this out very quickly. There's some injury news that we do have to cover for this weekend's games. Steph is going to be back. He's been out since March. Luka's out, which is not good for the
he's a good
Mavs.
player.
Simmons expected.
Why is he out?
Calf strain.
Oh, the cough. Take out the
Cough.
championship.
Cough strain.
Is not good.
Cough is not good.
Games 4, 5, or 6 potentially for Ben Simmons in the Celtics in that series.
Oh, they're gonna get swept. So who cares?
The Nets are 1, 2, 3, 4th in the East to win the East.
Yeah, the Nets are going to win.
Yeah,
Celtics
who's three?
are third. Bucks are first. Heat are second. In the West, it's Sun, Warriors, and Grizz.
Celtics kind of back, huh?
Yeah, Celtics are kind of back.
It's a shame you got the Nets buzzsaw coming to town.
Well, that's the thing, though. You got to beat the best to be the best. If we
Hell
beat
yeah.
the best, which are the Nets, then there's a chance we go all the way. The Celtics are young, too. I'm not, although we are the 2 seed, one of the hottest teams in the league, the future is just.
Oh, self-handicapping.
bright as the sun.
Oh, we should lose, you say. Here,
No,
let's talk to a guy who has never done that, even though he's a fan of Detroit sports.
Yikes.
A man who obviously played in the NFL a long, how many years? 10 years. A decade.
Damn, wow.
Shit. Super Bowl champion, obviously a Pro Bowler, incredibly hilarious Michigander, Tej Lang.
Yeah, Tej!
Michigander. Michigander.
Well, I didn't know if it was Michiganer, and then I remembered mid-word that it was, there's a gander in there, and it just kind of, came together like there. Kind of came together like that.
I love hearing you guys, Yinzers talk, man. Age, I don't know. Do you just hear Mike McCarthy every time they guys talk?
Absolutely, and I think these guys were happy to hear that. I was like, yeah, this is Big Mike. Like when I first got on with you, I'd be like, this is exactly Big Mike. Big Mike would do well on this show, I think.
We appreciate the fact that Big Mike sounds like a Yinzer then. As soon as we heard it, we're like, no. And then AJ was like, no, he had pictures of like the stadiums in his house and his office and everything. He's super Yinzer. We're very happy for him because Pittsburgh, hockey time. Let's chit-chat a little bit here, Tej Lang, about the off-season moves for the Detroit Red Wings. Your off-season's beginning very, very soon. No playoffs, nothing like that. Will you all watch the Penguins, the greatest program in the NHL, and say that's what we need to do? Or do you think the stubbornness of we were around when they were wearing, leather helmets, and that's when we were good? Is there anything that can happen this offseason, maybe make you guys a little better? It's good for the NHL when you guys are good. It's been like 50, 60 years at this point. Teach?
Is this supposed to be like a feel-good Friday, positive Friday?
Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. Sorry. I love you. Love you, Tej. Love you, Tej.
When you have tradition like the Red Wings do, you just got to get back to basics, And obviously they're going through a little rebuild now, but they've got some nice young talent. Not too sold on the coaching staff as of yet. Maybe there might.
Whoa, keep it positive.
I think it's continuing to develop the young guys. And Steve Yzerman, is the guy. He's the guy that I think we all trust. He showed he could do it in Tampa. I mean, look at what Tampa's been doing for the last 5 years. Steve Yzerman built that team. So, look, it might take a little bit longer than we'd all like to, but Red Wings just posted a shutout last night, man, against Carolina. They're a pretty damn good team. So they've got the potential there, maybe a couple more pieces. I'd like to see them. The one thing about hockey that the Red Wings have been lacking the last couple of years is just kind of that physical style of hockey, right? Having a guy like, I know we
Gino
probably
Malkin.
No, not Gino. He's a scumbag. He got suspended. Like Tom, like he plays. You know what I mean? The style of game he plays, that type of dude that everybody hates, but if he's on your team, you love him. I mean, just because he kind of sets that tone. I'd like the Red Wings to maybe try to pick up a few more of those pieces, because that kind of brings you back to Detroit hockey, toughness. That's right. Darren McCarty era, all that good shit that we all used to love and grew up on. I think, look, hockey's a different game, but I'd like to see a couple of those guys and kind of set the tone.
I got no problems with Darren McCarty, by the way. I heard Darren McCarty heard what I said about the Red Wings. Hey, Darren, if they were like when you were playing, it'd be a much different story out of my mouth.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But for now, we got like the greatest program of all time. Sidney Crosby, greatest player of all time. It's hard not to get arrogant about that, but let's go back to what you were saying about Darren McCarty and a little bit of toughness and guys that you would want on your team, not on anybody else's team. It feels like Motor City Dan Campbell is one of those guys that you would love to have on your fucking team, okay? He feels like he fits the mold perfectly for Detroit. He loves the challenge. He's always himself. He's very transparent. 3 picks within the first 34 picks. 2, 32, and 34. What do you think they're doing? Because Kenny Pickett's in town right now. I know you're close with the Lions organization. You do some work with them. What do you think they are missing, and what do you think they should focus on? And is this quarterback shit real?
No, I think the quarterback stuff is all a facade. This is smoke screen season. I think a couple weeks ago there was a ton of hype around Malik Willis possibly being there too for the Lions. I don't see it. Only the biggest part because I think Jesus. I think they believe in what offense. Probably not an upper echelon quarterback, but good enough to win you some games. But no, I think there's just so many damn holes on the side of the ball. What are you doing?
Well, TJ, his vacuum just exploded because he tried to sweep up fire. This has happened before. He smokes these goddamn cigars.
I hit my mute button as I was vacuuming up some ash.
Yeah. And that thing sounds like a computer crashing. We thought you were cyber attacked in the middle of that answer. The first time we heard it, we were all like, oh shit, something just blew up. Yeah, it's him vacuuming fire because his cigars catch fucking everything over there. I mean, we're happy you're okay, AJ.
Yeah.
Happy you too, TJ. We thought
I thought a plane was coming through.
Sorry, continue, Teach. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
I don't remember what I was saying, AJ.
It's a facade. The quarterback is just, you think it's bullshit. They're playing the game a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's, with the number 2 pick, look, I think in a perfect world, they'd probably love to trade out, as most teams in the top 5 would, but there's just nobody really there at the top 5 that's worth, I think, giving up a bunch of capital to go up and get. I mean, all those guys are kind of mixed in the same group where potential talent, yeah, but are there any surefire, number 1 picks, number 2 picks? I don't think so. It's going to be interesting what happens. So I think they're going to have a hard time trading out, but I think it's just got to be defensive. I mean, you look at the defensive ends that are probably going to be there. Hutchinson sounds like he's probably going to go first, but then you got Thibodeau and even Walker from Georgia that can be really, really good pass rushers in the league. So I think with the Lions, it's got to be at least one of those 3 guys. When you watch the team play last year, I mean, their defense wasn't horrible last year. I mean, with how much you look at the roster and you're like, God, there's not really 1 or 2 dudes that you got to worry about. They played pretty solid ball for the majority of the season. And I mean, there was a stretch there right about mid-season where, they were holding teams to, 17, 16, 19 points. I mean, you play that kind of defense in the NFL, you should at least be a 500 team, right? So, but that was the glaring weakness last year was just the ability to generate a pass rush, especially late in the games. I mean, they had a chance to win a couple of those late games, Baltimore, Minnesota, where you get one stop there and the game's over, and they couldn't do that. So I think it's got to be, at least with the first pick, the second pick, I think it's got to be probably defensive line / edge rush type guy.
Teej, what's the vibe there around the team with the fans and everything? You guys have the draft coming here soon.
200 million. Woo!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are people still on board with Motor City Dan Campbell? Like, are they still all in? There's a ton of hope. Like, hey, these guys are going to turn it around.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think obviously last year was kind of the first time I thought around Detroit where there were realistic expectations. People knew that this was going to be a little bit of a project team, and with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell coming in, I think kind of rejuvenated the city a little bit. So I think there's definitely a lot of optimism. Now, you guys know, like I do, I mean, you get kind of that free ride the first year. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of hope.
Oh, yeah.
But you start getting into year two and you're still not winning many games, that fades away really quick. So, but no, I think there's a ton of hype right now just with the draft coming up and having 3 of the top 34 picks. You got Hard Knocks coming to town in the fall. That's going to be awesome for the Lions and for Dan Campbell. A lot of people get to see the football side of him rather than just the press conference, pody show that he puts on sometimes. And then you couple that with the draft coming in a couple years. Look, I think there's probably more excitement around this team now than I can remember, at least in the last maybe 4 or 5 years. So I think a lot of people are really excited about the direction that Dan and Brad can hopefully take this team in.
It sounds like you think people don't respect his football acumen enough. Have you been around him and watched film with him, or are you just talking about when he took over the offensive play calling, the team seemed to do much better, and you assume his football acumen is super high?
Yeah, no, I think just talking to a lot of guys, I mean, I don't really get to spend a ton of time with them, especially last year with a lot of the buildings kind of still being in that COVID protocol.
And it's still a thing, by the way, from what we've heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're still, I mean, the media, you're doing everything on Zoom. It's really hard to, kind of form relationships and bonds with the people when you're just not in the same building. But, I still got a lot of buddies that I played with that are still in there. And the guys rave about him. And they talk about how smart he is. And what I mean by that is, like, you don't really get to see that because a lot of the clips you see is, him talking about the kneecaps and him talking about, bringing real life to practice and wearing, a NASCAR helmet to do a press conference. That's kind of the only clips that probably predominantly the most people see, right? So they don't really get to see the football side of him, what he's like in the meeting room, on the practice field, talking to the guys, the motivation that he has, to get the players to just believe and buy into what they're doing. I think he's going to come out of Hard Knocks. I think a lot of people are really going to kind of change their mind, maybe from thinking, okay, maybe he's just a meathead type of former player, to understanding, just his knowledge of the game and how smart he is. I think it's going to be good for him personally.
Hey, Hard Knocks was great for us Colts fans to watch and follow along, and then they lost, and that's what Hard Knocks teams do, I guess, is they lose. So, hate to break it to the Lions. I know this is going to be a surprise, but stats say you guys probably not going to be good next year.
Yeah.
Maybe you're out. It's not good. It's not good. And maybe during Hard Knocks, they'll be able to pay Calvin Johnson to have a cameo.
Ooh.
In Hard Knocks. And then he can pay him back his money, and then the curse is gone. TJ?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think from what I've understood, that situation has gotten a lot better. So,
well, good.
I hope so.
All right, here we go. That's good news.
I think it's improving.
Okay, that's good news. Go ahead, Ty.
Teej, I think it was on Masters Sunday. You put up a picture of that sweet fucking setup you have in your garage. How's the golf game doing, and how much better at golf are you than AJ?
It's the golf game it's second week April, it's still a little rusty. We're not there yet. I played yesterday. I'm telling you, I don't know how the weather is down in Indy, but I think the whole Midwest is going through like this cyclone type thing right now. I played yesterday. I swear to God, it was probably 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been breezy.
Like, what are we doing out here? This is just insane. But my kids were off school, so I, figured I'd go drink some pops at the golf course. But golf game isn't doing great, I would say, but it has improved since the last time I think I played with AJ was probably, it's been a while. I mean, I used to be the, type could never break 100. I just wanted to go out there and drink as many beers as possible. I started focusing a little bit more. I put the simulator in and started grinding a little bit more in the, out in the facility, I call it, out in the garage. So we shaved a couple strokes, but it's, I'd say it's pretty average. I usually high 80s, low 90s type of golfer. So I think right on par with AJ. Actually, we'd probably make a pretty interesting match.
Yeah, I've never broken 80. Yeah, I can shoot 88 and I can shoot 105. So that's my game.
All right, no,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
all right, that's a good window.
You play hard courses though. You play like all those PGA court, like down. What's that one down there in Columbia, Muirfield, whatever it is? That's a tough
Is that
course.
Wexner's course?
Yeah, I think that's
private course.
That's
Yeah.
Wexner's course.
Yeah,
That's where they do the Memorial Tournament. No, yeah, it's a really nice course. I usually play about once a year.
Oh,
You've played Augusta before. How'd you play at Augusta?
I have not played at Augusta. No, I walked around Augusta for a while.
He got invited. He got invited to Augusta,
Yeah.
lost his friends, no phones. I'm going to walk around alone with a mask on. That was, what a time. We got to do that again. Whenever you make the decision to stop getting fucked up on a golf course and actually golfing, though, big decision in your life. I had to go through similar decision makers. Like I played pretty good when I'm like, real boozed up. I wonder what I would be like if I was actually trying. And then you meet some people that are like the super golf addicts, and they're like, "No, we drink after the round, man. We drink after the round. Come on, let's get through this thing." And I'm like,
those
all right.
people are fun to play with, though.
None. Worst experiences of my life. Yeah, I'm never doing it.
I like playing with a serious guy. Like for me, I found out, and I've got a lot of experience. I found out that there's like a sweet spot for me. It's between probably 5 and maybe 7. Like IPAs is right where I'm hitting my sweet spot. Anything lower, I'm a little tight. Anything a little bit over the 8 mark, I can just get way too goddamn loose.
What's that, like the front 9?
Yeah. So,
Have a Bud Light, TJ.
Jesus Christ, mix in the water too. I mean, we got 6 IPAs. You're drinking 6 meals of alcohol. Jesus.
we always reevaluate after 9. So if I hit the halfway house, that number could go up to 10, 12. It could kind of stay right 6 range. Depends on how we're swinging.
Did you hear him say he's focusing on the game a little bit more, not just getting boozed up? 6 IPAs.
Yeah, that's easy.
This guy is awesome.
Is that a lot?
Teach, it's I understand. I understand. I think no. That's all. That's almost 1 a hole. IPAs.
My God,
dude! Whoa!
Oh, gosh, yeah, that didn't sound good.
After I got my public intoxication, the NFL sent me to these Chicago. I had to meet with like all these psychologists and psychiatrists, and they had to deem my level of addiction or whatever, And they ask you like, so how many nights a week do you have a drink or whatever? And I'm like, well, is this off season or in season? And I'm like trying to be as truthful as possible because they're going to ask you the same questions like 7 different times at different angles. So I said like, I don't know, like 3 nights maybe I'll have a drink or something like that. Then they start doing the math in front of your face. Boom, 3 nights is 12 nights a month. That's almost half a month. And then half of your life you are spent intoxicated. Like, how do you feel about that's what we just did to you. So I apologize. It was quite a moment for me. I assume that's what's happening for you right now as well.
You're preaching to the choir, buddy. We oh boy, I better not say anything. AJ talking about. I actually similar, not as you. I think very public knowledge what happened with you back when you're youth, right? I think you're a different man, but I also had to go through something similar, and it was pretty funny because the guy was like, on a regular night, just say you're just out.
Oh yes.
How many drinks would you have? And it was like, 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 plus. And I'm like, well, I can't say 10 plus. Like, let's just go with the 3 to 5. And the guy kind of looked at me and was like, that's extreme. And in my mind, all I was thinking was like, good thing I didn't say fucking 10 plus.
Yes. Yeah.
Good thing I didn't say that, man. I don't know where I would have been after that one. But
yeah, we had
that was back in our youth. We had a lot of fun.
Yes, very dumb, very dumb. Too much. We had very similar thought processes for all the answers, it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like we had very similar, because I was asked that same question, yeah. And then they had this whole recall portion at the end, to see how much brain, whatever. And they're like, you scored the highest on that. It was like, what's the next in this pattern and everything? I was like, oh, thanks. And then I looked at who had to do this in the past. It was like, that was not a compliment. That was like, it was like, yeah, of course, nobody, whatever. It was quite a scene, but we're much better. And we'd like to let everybody know who's potentially partying every single day of your life. Like, although you're having a good time, whenever you decide to become an actual human, it's not a bad time either. Just something to think about out there. Ain't that right, Teach?
Positive Friday. That's preaching to the choir, buddy. That's a good sermon right there. I like it.
Yeah, I had to go 27 months of absolutely nothing in the substance of abuse program, getting drug tested 8 times a month. That was the worst. I'll tell you that. And I was like, All right, I'm going to change for the better here. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, TJ, at this point, like, how much more studying do you think teams are doing? Like, do you think they know already who they're going to take, or at least have, like, a top 5 in case one of their guys gets taken before their pick?
Yeah, I would imagine right now the guys are probably – teams are locked in, at least in the top 5, probably have a pretty good idea of who's going to be there, who they want. I mean – you always see a couple surprises every year, right? Yeah, there's probably going to be a team that trades up into the top 10, maybe because look at Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, you see mock drafts with him going maybe 1 or 2, and then you see him falling out of the top 10, right? Maybe there's a team that sitting there at 14, 15 says, shit, look, he's still there at 7. Let's go get our guy. But I think as far as like the top 5 goes, teams by now are pretty locked in, I would imagine. They've been working on this for, probably a year and a half, right? I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau he's kind of the weird one because you go back like 18, 20 months ago, and it was like, as soon as this guy's eligible, he's the number 1 pick, right? And then this time of year, it's kind of like nobody really knows. I don't know. It seems like he might have some, mental issues. I don't know, arrogance. The guy's a hell of a football player, so a lot of that could be smokescreen as well. But I'd like to think like the Lions, I mean, if they're not able to draft or trade out of that number 2 pick, like they probably already have a guy in their mind that if he's there at number 2, that card's getting turned in right away.
Teach, when you look at these O-linemen coming out of college, is it harder to evaluate, or is it harder for them sometimes to come in and get in with an NFL system because of how weird the college game can be at certain schools and their wide splits and never running the ball at times?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like college was going through a phase there maybe like 5-6 years ago where everything seemed to be spread offense. Every team was throwing the ball 50, 60 times, a game. And it was just, I think there was a lot of questions. How are the offensive linemen going to handle being a 3-point stance, coming off, double team, right? Inside, outside zone, power. Like, you just didn't really know. But the offensive line is such a unique position where it's just universal, right? I think when you go from high school to college to the pros, a lot of the techniques are pretty much the exact same. Your footwork's the exact same. Your hand placement's supposed to be the exact same. I think for me, the bigger question is for guys kind of like myself who came out of, smaller schools, didn't have a ton of reps against, high quality prospects. That's for me, those guys have more question marks because how are they going to be able to adapt their technique to NFL players, right? Because a lot of these guys, like Trevor Penning, for instance, kid, Division I AA kid who's projected, first round type tackle. He probably could get away in college with bad technique and just tossing dudes all over the place, right? How quick is he going to pick up on NFL technique, knowing that, okay, you can't just do that. You're not going to muscle, any NFL defensive ends out there. So I don't think there's a huge, worry about offensive linemen when it comes to playing the spread or anything like that, pass protecting, because that's usually a position that translates. Evan Neal's going to be a guy that translates from Alabama to the NFL. Ike Ekwonu, like, he's going to be the guy. His game's going to translate to the NFL. So I don't think it's probably a hard position to at least, kind of gap out somebody's ceiling, how good they're going to be. But when it comes to technique and fundamentals, I mean, it's pretty universal. So I don't think there's really huge concern, at least not with any of the top 5-6 guys that you kind of see in the mock draft so far that are projected to go early this year.
Do all the guys in the NFL have pretty much perfect technique?
Most of them, yeah, the best ones do. I mean, like, AJ, one of our teammates, Josh Sitton, I mean, the guy was absolutely incredible, and he made it look so easy too. Like every rep, I felt like I had to scrap and fight my ass off to win. And you watch him film, and Josh is over there just like lockdown. It looks so easy, but you look at the footwork, you look at the hand placement, you look at just the general IQ. Like, those are the best players, the guys that have the best technique. Another guy we played with, Chad Clifton, a longtime left tackle in Green Bay, had one of the best pass sets I've ever seen. His kick slide was absolutely crazy. Let's see it, man. Let's see it.
Come on.
You got to drag that inside foot, though, too. You don't want to pick that foot up.
What's that, dude? What's that, bro? Hey, fuck you. I got you. All right? What? Wow. Did you see that?
That's a sack, I think. That's a sack.
What? Whoa. Probably from the other side, wherever the fuck you're blocking at. Why don't you fucking block your guy? All right.
Turning that corner pretty easy on you there, big guy.
No, Hayden Hutchinson tried.
Yeah,
We ran
watch it down.
inside. Cam Hayward did the same thing. We ran inside. I mean, it was. I'm 2 plays, 30 yards at least, average run. No big deal. Left tackle. Are you showing us how big your house is? Is that what you've been doing this entire time? Your house is gorgeous.
No, you can't even see my house.
We have. I've seen a lot of your house.
Very opulent.
The wainscoting there is beautiful.
Great.
No, I'm at home with the kids, so I'm making sure they're not messing anything up down in the living room here.
That's smart. It's a really nice house. You deserve everything. Make sure
Custom crown molding looks like.
Hey, the crown molding. Yeah, they don't even understand how
Oh,
nice.
what the hell's that?
That's a champion chandelier. Champion chandelier right there in the round room. In the round room there.
Beautiful house.
Is that the Oval Office there at TJ Lang's house? Oh, wow.
Wow.
The Green Bay Oval, Teej.
Talk a little bit more AJ's house. I heard he's got.
Yes.
Oh, he has that bookcase.
AJ Hall.
He has a cult. He had a cult gathering at his place, and nobody it
with
was
the Ferris wheel.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, a whole carnival happened.
Yeah.
At his house. It's unbelievable.
Sacrifice the goat.
Good for you, Age. You deserve it, buddy.
You do, AJ.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, AJ.
TJ, number 5 overall, dude. Number 5. Look
Jesus, the
Wow.
I believe you're on the water too, Teej. Don't you? At least one of your kids is a stud hockey player, right?
Yeah, my oldest. He's a pretty good hockey player.
Oh, maybe he'll be a champion and a Penguin.
Hopefully it doesn't go to the Wings.
Oh, no, you can't see it. It's white out. The sun.
Flip the camera.
Yeah. Youth hockey is crazy, though. I don't know if you guys played hockey growing up. It is absolutely insane.
The best.
I mean, from like the competition level for 10-year-olds is like absolutely nuts, you know. So I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around everything, but it is if your kids grow up, you guys have kids, have sons, hockey is a very, very tough sport for parents. A lot of travel.
Yeah, CFO Phil. He's got Lil Phil. And by the way, Lil Phil's a fucking player. He's going to be traveling a lot with Little Phil. He's in the full hockey thing. He just made some select team, elite team.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget what the name of it is. Something. They're going to be traveling even more. He's very, very good.
That's big time. Yeah, that's big time. You have AAA programs, you have house programs, you have regular. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. But
I don't fucking know.
It's crazy though. Like competition for 10-year-olds, you go to like a 10-year-old baseball game, and it's like, oh, it's okay. Try again next time. Like 10-year-old hockey is you feel like you're sitting at a freaking minor league game. Like parents going nuts. Like kids going nuts. It's absolutely insane. It's just a total different level of competition for kids.
Well, we go nuts every time you come on because we get a tour like we're in Zillow, and you've done great. We get some great. That chandelier room is.
Oh my God!
You can Airbnb that thing for multiple thousands of dollars a night. If you want to do some good photos, some fisheye lens, oh, you can make that thing a ballroom, which it looks like it already is. We appreciate you so much for joining us, man.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Always good to talk to you, fellas.
You too. Happy Easter, bub.
You too. Take care, guys. See you, Age. Miss you, buddy.
I see you, Teach. Yeah, TJ. I see you, Teach. See you later, Teach.
His house is sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, his house is very nice.
Unbelievable.
He's been showing it on social media. I don't know if he just built it or if he's just realizing how awesome it is again. Because it is amazing. We are out of here for the weekend. We'll be back on Sirius on the other side of this break. We can't thank you all enough. You're the best humans on earth. Happy Easter. We'll see you on Monday, unless it's radio. We'll see you. That was uncomfortable. What was I supposed to say?
Yeah, no, it's tough because you did that at the end of the first hour.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. So we're going with the CJ McCollum and the Pelicans.
Yes.
And we're going with the
Ice Tray.
So it was going to be Ice Tray. I think it's still Ice Tray. Big news though, Jared Allen, who has been out for the Cavs for a long time with that finger injury, is back. And when he was playing and all the boys were playing, they were very good. So that does throw a wrench into things tonight.
They got Kevin Love over there too.
They do.
Cavs freaking bench. What the hell? How old is Kevin Love? Get in the fucking game.
Not as old as Albert fucking Pujols.
True.
We just learned he's playing still.
Yeah, Kevin Love's making $100 million though. Get fucking in the game and shoot a goddamn 3-pointer, Kevin.
What you hit? It was over for 26 points. He wasn't even starting or something like that.
Yeah, and he wasn't starting. Then you know what I said? Just in case, I'll just take him to score 15 points. He scored 14 and he got a dunk blocked. So his fucking old ass can't do shit. It's absolute horse shit. You better fucking figure
Kevin
it
Love
out.
does not deserve this. We like Kevin Love around here.
Love Kevin Love. We love love.
Love.
Love it.
You got to be a better gambler.
Yeah,
you got to be a better
No,
gambler.
he's a good gambler. He's a good gambler.
I'm a good gambler when it comes to betting on the Red Sox, and the Red Sox today are an absolute lock.
What is that?
David Blatt, to answer your question, AJ.
Who's that?
He asked who the coach of the Cavs was.
You think about running some of his schemes?
No, it's weird. I don't know any NBA coaches, I feel like.
Phil Jackson,
Boom.
Jerry
Yep,
West,
he's still doing it.
Boom. Eric Spoelstra. Boom.
Pat Riley.
The
Boom.
phone.
Jason
Did you say
Segal.
David Blatt?
Yeah.
That was 2015.
I was gonna say there's no way he's still.
Yeah, he's from Chelmsford. He got fired like 2 weeks into the season.
Straightest of face.
He was just one of LeBron's 6 pawns to blame it on.
Oh yeah, he's actually, I believe, coaching in Israel. He might be the head coach for Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
Listen, just real quick. Such a straight face giving out live. Can't have it on his Feel Good Friday.
I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Sounded right.
David Blatt was the coach of that team. Boom. I was locking it in for next week whenever we're talking about the Cavs. David Blatt can't get fucking Kevin Love to start scoring.
Who's going to coach the Lakers?
Hugh Jackson.
Oh, cool.
Mark Jackson.
Mark. He was good, though.
Hugh could be the assistant.
How is you doing?
LeBron just wants Mark Jackson to mama. There goes that man, like during practice.
Hand down. Man
down. Is it really going to be Mark Jackson?
I hope so. You know, he kind of had that whole thing with Golden State.
I heard Juwan Howard.
He's up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro.
He's on those Heat teams with LeBron.
Oh.
Trying to trade for the Raptors coach, Nick Nurse.
Really?
Yeah.
They can't get the Jim Carrey looking dude out of Indiana. We need him.
Brett Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Bingo.
And he's going to suck forever, though, so who cares?
What?
He'll probably get fired.
They had
getting
4
Brody.
picks in the top 10 of the draft.
Damn, we're definitely
No, that's
getting
the
number
Fever,
one.
Tony, not the Pacers.
Who are you to be talking about the Pacers over the Fever, dude?
Yeah. Hey, wow. Team
We're talking NBA basketball. I'll talk WNBA all day.
No, listen,
My favorite player is about to have her greatest fucking season she's ever had for the New York Liberty. Sabrina Ionescu. I got my jersey hanging up. I've been waiting to dust it off. Season starts next month. Can't
listen,
wait.
The Fever got a brand new young squad.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Okay, everybody needs to look out.
Their time is a
Minnesota
couple years
Lynx.
down the road.
What?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Lynx are
with
good.
an
That's
X.
my squad.
Lynx haven't been worth a fuck since Maya Moore retired.
Learn a little bit, please.
Wake up.
Jeez.
Katie Smith, assistant head coach. She got 3 gold medals for the Lynx.
Whoa.
Jeez, hold on. They might be back.
Ohio
Yeah.
State legend.
I mean, we should. Really?
She on
Yeah.
the cruise?
Yeah, she goes on the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Knew it.
Oh, okay.
She's a stud, man. Absolute stud basketball player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, not as much of a stud as the Indiana Fever squad.
Exactly.
This team's going to the championship.
I doubt it.
They're going to the championship for sure.
When's that championship?
It's coming up here in a few months. All right, so I got to get out of here. Got to hop on a bird up to Worcester, I believe.
Hell yeah. Worcester.
Massachusetts.
M.A.
In Central.
Massachusetts. Boston Day.
Connor said that it was Western Massachusetts, and everybody in Worcester told him to fuck off.
Fucking Central Mass. Yeah, it's a shitty ass fucking city, but it's Central Mass, not Western Mass.
Why'd you have to take another shot at him there? It was a super feel good.
I mean, he sounds
there
like
are a couple.
Connor sounds
actually-
like himself there.
Yeah,
I
actually got
actually
a couple.
can confirm. I've been up and around the area. It's pretty shitty.
Worcester, actually, even the people who are from there are telling me it's Central, not Western. They're like, yeah, it's a dump, but
No.
it's Central Massachusetts.
That shit's great.
That's not true. I can't wait to get to Worcester.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just don't. From the airport, straight to the arena. From the arena, straight to the airport.
Lock your car
That's
doors.
literally every
Boom.
place I go to.
Yes, okay. Just wanted to hammer that home when you're in Worcester.
Every place I go to
Make
is
sure the windows are up.
however the
Don't break
arena looks.
Yeah.
That is the place that I'm at.
You might see Holy Cross like on the hill because it's the college on the hill.
On Easter. Let's
On
go.
Easter too, yeah.
Take a photo.
Jesuit University.
How did that become the sign if it was something that was so terrible?
What's that?
What do you mean?
A cross?
Yeah.
Turn a negative into a positive.
Hell yeah.
Just like Good Friday is the bad Friday.
Yeah. Like if a bully calls you by a name, you use that name.
So do you think it was like art of war? Like do what they don't expect?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, so the thing that killed him, we're actually going to make his logo. And then the day that he died, we're actually going to say it's a good day. Is that just they're trying
So
to...
apparently, the marketing team, it used to be Holy Friday, but they were like, it's not really doing good, so let's just call it Good Friday.
Is the holy because he was...
He did what he did.
Well, isn't it the cross because he was on the cross and they put him on the cross
You get hit in the head
in a
with
bunch
a
of
rock.
churches, but then it was too expensive to put Jesus on all the crosses, so they just said we'll just use the cross.
Forget it. We don't have to get a body.
Correct.
We can just get the cross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the case. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
And also, I'd like to have a moment of silence for Jesus Christ.
I agree.
And we're back.
Thank you,
And then
Jesus.
a second moment of silence, obviously, for the next time he died, 40 days later. All right.
Thank you, Jesus.
He's coming back. We're going to have to do that again, I think, in a couple weeks. Especially if he comes back on Sunday, I think we're going to have to do that again. Because he comes and goes.
He does.
As he pleases. As he's needed, I guess.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's always with us.
Every house is his house, too, all over the place.
That's right.
There's no
What
way.
about the aliens' houses?
Well, we're probably going to fly by one of those tonight, if I had to guess. Right there to the left.
Make
Hey,
sure.
steer into it.
It's just starting to get good weather.
Yeah, don't do
true.
it. Don't do it. Maybe in like November.
You catch me a couple months ago when it was just gray every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going
Something
into
to
that
think
thing.
about.
Yeah, there has to be some sun on the other side of that, right? Wherever the hell we're going.
At least close to the sun.
But now it's like it's windy as hell at Teage's Point, but
It's getting nice.
Yeah.
it's getting nice. The sun's coming.
Finally.
out. I don't want to do that just now.
This is like the last week too. Next week. Beautiful.
Yeah.
70s.
All right.
We've been saying
So
that.
this
I
is
was
just like
gonna say.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah.
Believe me.
We've last suppered this fucking winter so many
100
times.
I agree.
So many times, dude. And then came back like 3 days later.
This is the one.
This is the one.
What the groundhog say?
You said
Fuck the groundhog. All right, I'm done with that rat.
26 degrees Celsius next Sunday is what he said.
Yeah, he said 2 more
Sounds
weeks,
good.
and we're on like the 3rd or 4th week here. But this next week,
No.
This is the
We
wave.
got to be past
This is
that
the
rat's
wave, dude.
shot clock at this point.
We're not safe until May.
That's probably actually smart.
And then it'll just go straight to 90 and be
Bingo.
useful that way.
Mayflowers.
We have to remember whenever it is the Mayflower season and it is 175 degrees humidity
yeah, piping
It's
hot.
fine.
that we wanted it.
Yeah, we asked for it.
Yeah.
Meet you at the pool.
Yep.
Yup.
Hell yeah.
I'll probably
Watch
be
out.
inside.
Tell
with the
Goop.
ignition.
Goop needs to watch out for that homeless guy on the bike hanging around his pool.
Yeah.
What?
The guy that was accosting me and my wife
You
after.
got to swipe to get into the pool. You can't just.
You can jump the fence.
Oh, yeah, you don't
This
think
guy was
that
an
guy's-
athlete,
yeah.
dude.
There's
probably
lifeguard on duty, dude, and
Building a ramp
security.
and fucking.
He would actually probably do the, whenever they do that crazy trail on the mountain bikes and they like hop over
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, yeah.
He probably has that ability. I saw him fucking pop a wheelie for a half a block while trying to find his blunt as he was describing it.
There was a guy with a beer helmet at the pool every Saturday at 10 a.m. last summer. I am excited to see him again.
Brown hair, Yeah. Seem to have I think I know him. All right, everybody, have an incredible weekend. Happy Easter. We should give something away.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, we have to get out of here in 45 seconds because we got to start the show again. Oh, yeah. Serious. Thank you all so much. Happy Easter. You're the best. Thank you to all of our guests. Hashtag PMS Happy Easter. We'll give 40 winners of $599. Take a screenshot right now. Say something nice to somebody and tag your cash tag in the tweet. You could be one of the 40 winners of $599. We appreciate you all so much. Goodbye.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests.